What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. And how do we start off this show on a happy hump day edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television? As we talk Bucs, we talk Rays, we talk anything that you want to talk about, turnbuckle talk. Tonight, we'll have Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast. We may have Harry. We're looking forward to having Leo Haggerty, JP Peterson. Who knows? You'll always tune in to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television on a Monday and Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Three things. You know them, you love them, you got to have them, so get them out of the way. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. So we got comments already. We got plenty of Bucs talk tonight. Of course, this edition of the Sports Web brought to you by Up the Block Barbershop. Whether you want a haircut, a trim, get your eyebrows done, your beard trimmed up, looking good, looking professional. That's what we do here. Style and profile on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop. Tell them the Rolex reporter sent you, Peter Blake. And, of course, go see my favorite barber, Mr. Ricky himself. So with all that being said, we will get into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and some thoughts. They did make a signing here just about an hour and a half ago, according to Greg Auman of Fox Sports, as they signed the running back here is, where is it at? Baltimore running back, Mr. Wright. I can't find his first name. So there you go. That's how we start off the show here. I believe it's Owen Wright, running back. And the reason why they would sign him, of course, is because they have, Owen Wright. There you go. See, right off the top of my head. This is how we started off. 26 years old from Bethesda, Maryland. Spent 2 years with the Ravens. Already the Bucs have injuries. You don't say. Injuries to the running back situation. No, it's not Bucky Irving. No, it's not Rashad White. But Josh Williams, DJ Williams are both out right now. So there you go. During his 2024 preseason, he had 18 rush attempts for 52 yards while outing 2 catches for 23 yards and a touchdown. So the Bucs will give him a look. Of course, Bucs preseason football starts on August 9th versus Cam Ward in the Tennessee Titans. Do you think they're going to see him for a couple of series? I mean, that's my question for the night. How long do you want to see this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team play? Do you want to see the starters play in the first game? Do you want to see them play in the second game? All those questions are out there as always. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Mike Evans with some great comments, some winners and losers according to the pewter plank. So we'll get into that. And also want to talk to my guy, JP Peterson, because he was out there last night at night training camp. And of course, I'm going to be out there with the family checking out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Friday morning as I took off from Policy Scout. So good stuff there. Let me get out to these comments. Christopher O'Reilly says, good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Roger Shue. First, as always, absolutely.
Acknowledge me.
And then, of course, you're going to troll me. Peter, keep this short. AEW is on, so this is what I have to say to that. Hopefully the Wi-Fi is good. I don't know what is going on with StreamYard and the Wi. I think it's more StreamYard than anything else. You gotta love StreamYard. It's up and down sometimes. So we'll battle with that tonight. So thanks a lot for tuning in. But you know me, I'll try to keep it as short as possible. Under 2 hours. We won't try to go any longer than that, Roger Shue. Thanks a lot for tuning in, as always. And we'll just get it out of the way because I know you're going to troll me anyway. So here we go. And I'll give you a Tom Brady, too. There we go.
That's clearing up the suck right there.
Exactly. Good evening, says Tim. Good evening to you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Roger Shue. Shannon Sharp, not Sharon Sharp. Shannon Sharp, fired from ESPN. Good riddance. Yeah, just a lesson right there. That'll tell you everything you need to know. Was it worth it? Because I always say, you're in a prominent position. You have so much to lose. And listen, you gave up $50 million to settle with the rape victim, OnlyFans model, whatever you want to call her. I don't know the whole story. I'm not necessarily going to get into it. I'll just say this, $50 million, that's a lot of money. And then you lose your job on top of it. He does have a podcast out there that he's doing a great job with, makes lots of money. But I always go back to this, you put yourself out there on the line, you got a target on your back. So was it worth it? I always go to athletes. Do you want to be an athlete? I've never been an athlete, but if I had an opportunity to be an athlete, is it worth it? Do you put a target on your back? Because if you do, then you got $50 million of loss. And then you also lose your job. So definitely not good. Not good at all. Roger Shue says, go Bears.
That's clearing up the suck right there.
Exactly. Let's go, says Eric right there.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know what the score of the Rays game is right now. Let's go to that. Oh, the Rays are winning 1-0. Oh, by the way, they were winning 3-0 last night. They blew that and ended up losing to the New York Yankees 7-5. So trade rumors persist with this team. We'll go back to that question. Are they buyers or sellers? If they win tonight's game, that's 2 out of 3 versus the Yankees. Does that sell you? Do you think they're going to be sellers or are they going to be buyers? Again, open phone line 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Let's see here. Roger Shue says R.I.P. Rhino and Hulkster. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Go Buccaneers. Yes, go Buccaneers.
Wait up.
Go Buccaneers. Yes, go Buccaneers.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Yes. Love that. All right, good stuff there. So thanks a lot, damn it, Jim.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell is the matter with you?
And let me go to Trevor here. $50 million, a lot of money to give up just to clap some cheeks, shaking my head. Damn, Uncle Shay Shay. Yeah, I don't really listen, man. Everybody's a man out there, right? But she's younger. So she may have been looking for the bag, just throwing it out there. Again, don't know all the details of the case, but if you are a prominent superstar, is it worth it? Like I always go with, what's the priority? Like, is the priority to be a media personality or to be the hot shot? Because now you're the hot shot, $50 million. Goodbye. See you later. Yeah, and Tom agrees.
That's clearing up the suck right there.
$50 million is $50 million. I don't know if we'll ever see that in our lifetime. That's a lot of money to give up. And then you lose your job on top of it. A good job where you get a chance to get up and do what? Talk sports. I got to get up and talk to Esther and Gertrude. Which, by the way, the last couple of days I've been doing pretty good at Policy Scout. But, neither here nor there. Doing sales and talking sports, completely different. Completely different. Yes, let's go out to Blackie right there. What's up, Peter Blake? What's going on with you, boss? How you doing?
Yes!
All right, good stuff there. Let's go out to Trevor. He just retired her. Absolutely. Jim says, laugh out loud. I mean, it's that's crazy to me. So is he done? He lost his job today. Is he done? He's got his own podcast. So that's the great thing about controlling your own brand, controlling your own show, which is what I do here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Control that. Always a good thing. Uncle Shannon will jump back. He will. Absolutely. He's highly entertaining. I just think it's stupid, but it's, he's an older man. And you get mixed up with a younger woman who's looking for you, and boom, she's got you right there. $50 million in the hole. Absolutely sucks. Yes.
Shitter!
Exactly. So there you go. All right. So the Bucs do sign a running back, as we just talked about here. So we'll see how that works out. Let's go out to the winners and losers so far, according to the pewter plank. And of course, we can get your thoughts. I know Abraham was out there. I know there's fans out there watching this. What are your initial thoughts after a week of training camp for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? The biggest winner right now, they say, is Shiloh Sanders. Shiloh Sanders is a winner because of the presence his father brought to training camp. Deion Sanders showed up to camp last week to watch his son fight to make the Bucs roster. While many fans roll their eyes at the media frenzy Deion brought with him, it's a show of support for a young player who deserves it, which, by the way, we come to find out, God bless him, Deion Sanders dealing with cancer, is cancer-free, so God bless him. I hate that word. And I think there's a lot of people out there that have been affected by family members who have gotten it. I've lost 3 family members. It scares the hell out of me. So, and it's not, it's not like Deion is older, right? He's a younger guy, got out of the league, is a coach now, absolutely, articulate, charismatic. He's doing some great things with Colorado. Say whatever you want to. What he's been able to do the last couple of years with that program is tremendous. So thank God he's cancer-free. But man, it just shows you, how life is so precious. It really does. Like I get up here on Monday and Wednesday nights and I just love this. And I don't care if my roommate's like, you're so loud. I love this. I love the fact that we're only 6 weeks away from you starting the Bucs season at this point, going to training camp with the fam on Friday. Announced today from What the Buck will be out there for the tailgate doing pregame shows. Hopefully the Wi-Fi is cooperative. We'll figure that situation out, won't we? Again, my hair will probably turn gray when I figure that out, but we'll figure it out here in the next couple days or next week. Telling you right now, I'm not going to deal with any Wi-Fi. I'm not dealing with any Wi-Fi issues, even here at this point. But, going back to it, doing pregame shows, doing postgame shows, like this is the Bucs season. I know there's a lot of Rays fans out there that are disappointed because they have fallen off a cliff. The supposed cliff that Tom Brady was supposed to fall off of when he signed with the Bucs, right? But truly have fallen off a cliff. Like it's so disappointing to see this Rays team. But you got football season. You got to love that. You got to absolutely love that. I love this. And I just say, we get emotional on this show. Never take anything for granted because you just don't know. You don't take life for granted. We got our guy, Mike DeRoche, who's in Canada, who's dealing with cancer right now, and he's fighting it. And he goes, I watch your show because it takes my mind off of that. We got Mr. Williams, who's dealing with his issues. He watches this show because he loves the Bucs content. So, and I appreciate that. That's all. That's Deion Sanders had surgery that was successful. Yeah, bladder cancer. Scary stuff. Glad to hear that Coach Prime is cancer-free. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Breakdowns are spot on. Thank you very much, Jim. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
Trevor says, I'm ready to deal with the stress and anxiety of being a Bucs fan. Yeah, I think that's what comes with it, right? You're a Bucs fan, and sometimes it's up and down, especially in the middle of the season. The last couple of years here where it looks like this team is dead in the water. And they've had injuries. They had injuries last year with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. And somehow, some way, they find a way to overcome. I'm not going to say rise up because that's an Atlanta Falcon thing, but they somehow, some way find a way. That's why I say it's great for the Bucs and that organization to sign Todd Bowles to a contract extension. Why? Because the players don't give up on him. And that's why I say the fans don't give up on this team. I know there's times of frustration. That's what we got this sports talk show here for, to vent. I've always said this. I can be your psychologist or your psycho. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Trevor. Yes, this show is awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So Shiloh Sanders, he's made some plays. That's good to see. We'll see if he makes an impact. Will it be in that safety room there? Will it be on special teams? But of course, having Dion here as a father is always a great thing, being a superstar at the end of the day. Stand by. Let me go ahead and go out to my phone line here as we will plug it in. And we will start out the evolution of Sports Talk Television as we always do here on a Monday and Wednesday night. Let's go out to Trevor. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How about you, Peter?
I'm doing great, buddy. I'm doing great. Trying to deal with all this tech issues that I've been dealing with StreamYard and Wi-Fi and all that. I'm trying not to go crazy at this point, Trevor.
I feel you, man. I just found out today that my freaking AC went out, and that made me blow a gasket myself. So I know how you feel to a certain extent.
Right. Exactly. I mean, the AC goes out. I mean, that is the worst thing, by the way, that could go out. Because I don't know if you caught this, Trevor. You know, I'm not a weatherman. Don't play one on TV. We need to get the great Dennis Phillips on here because Dennis Phillips Live's amazing, great show out there. Even, talking sports, had the Lightning broadcasters on there. I got to go. I got to see what he thought about this. 100 degrees. The first time I think it's over 100 years. It's been 100 degrees with the heat index of 115. So whoever created air conditioning, you should be a multimillionaire like that lady that took all that money from Shannon Sharp. Okay. And if you don't have air conditioning in your car or in your house, throw the whole damn thing away because it's way too hot. And everybody's saying there's no such thing as global warming. I beg to differ. It seems like everywhere right now it's just hot, especially on this show as we got hot Bucs talk. So go ahead, Trevor. Go ahead. Start it out.
Yeah. So, I mean, going into this season, I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I think you brought it up too. Like, who would you rather start the season if you had to make a decision between Tristan Wirfs and Chris Godwin? Which one would you rather?
Well, there was some controversy on Facebook because people thought I was trolling. And here's what I did: I didn't put in earlier, so that kind of changed it. And they said, "Well, of course you want Tristan Wirfs, right?" And I said, "Well, wait a minute now," because we were talking to Harry about this the other night. Harry the Greek, who hopefully will join us, hard worker there, doing his thing at Hummel Tire as always. So we'll get the handicapper extraordinaire on hopefully. But he was saying it. Do you want to bring back Tristan Wirfs too soon? And then you aggravate that knee injury, and they don't have him the whole year. So I thought it was really funny. Posting this on Facebook, people thought I was trolling. I got told by Nicholas Kosamides, I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly, saying that I had no brain and I think he's just trolling me or whatever else. But I think it's a legit question. I mean, where do you go with this? If you did get back a player earlier, would it be Chris Godwin or would it be Tristan Wirfs?
Me personally, I want Tristan Wirfs back first, and it's because he has a big impact, running the ball and pass protection.
Right.
He provides both of that, and that's not nothing to take away from Godwin because I love Chris Godwin. You know what I mean? Chris Godwin's been awesome since he's been here. So, that's definitely no knock to him. But, we've never had the type of, is it safe to say that Tristan Wirfs might be the best offensive lineman we've ever had? Entire franchise?
I definitely think you could say that. A lot of people would say it was Paul Gruber at the time. And of course, you remember what I said, when they burned my Bucs jacket in 7th grade, they burned a hole in it. I immortalized that jacket with signing it with who? Paul Gruber, who was the most consistent offensive lineman at the time. I mean, Ali Marpet's up there, but definitely Tristan Wirfs could be considered the greatest offensive lineman in Bucs history. Book it already. Absolutely.
Yeah, I honestly think he's when it's all said and done, he's going to have a gold jacket. You know what I mean? So, if you got that opportunity to get that type of caliber player back, to me is just hey, that's back in the day with the freaking, baseball when, that's the St. Louis Cardinals not having Mark McGwire back in 1998.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's if you had a chance to get him out, of course you would get him. You know what I mean? It's just, and so he, like I said, he just does, and his accolades speak for himself. I mean, the first offensive lineman in NFL history to be first team All Pro at right and left tackle. You know what I mean? Like, the dude's like, he's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, he's like outstanding. And I definitely would love to have him back to anchor down that left side. To help, give Baker some protection, open up some holes for Bucky. And then another thing is I'm eager to see this, during training camp, what's our wide receiver depth chart going to look like week 1? You know what I mean? We got so much talent at the wide receiver position. Who's going to, obviously since Chris Godwin ain't going to be available week 1, who's going to be the number 2 and number 3 between, McMillian and I butcher his name every time I say it.
Ibuka?
Yeah. Who's going to be the 2? Who's going to be the 3? I'm interested in seeing who's going to do that because, obviously that rookie, he's coming in, he's a talented receiver, but Jalen McMillian, to his own right, he was on fire the last 5 games of the season last year. So I think he has a case too. You know what I mean? So I'm interested as to seeing, what's that's going to look like. I'm really excited to see these corners, these young corners that we drafted, what they're going to do during the preseason. So there's a lot to like, that I'm looking forward to seeing.
Well, listen, I think you could say, right, Jalen McMillan coming on, and he even talked about it on this show, right? Remember the interview, a quick interview, but a great interview by McMillan. The reason why he came on is because he felt like he belonged. Just paraphrasing, he felt like he belonged. He got more comfortable. He got more reps. So you would think that if you're going to go with Evans, you're not sure what Godwin at this point. So it would be Evans, McMillan, Ibuka, and then, maybe Sterling Shepard at that point. And then you also have Tez Johnson, who could definitely play if Godwin starts out on the PUP list. He doesn't start, but you would say if Godwin does start, it's going to be Evans, Godwin, McMillan, Ibuka, Shepard, and then maybe Tez Johnson at that point. But it's a good problem to have. You're exactly right. I think McMillan, because he earns that. It's going to be an interesting position battle to watch in training camp and watch in training, because everything we heard about Ibuka right now, he's been the real deal. But we heard the same thing about McMillan because he was catching everything and doing everything in training camp. And then when the season started, maybe he didn't get the reps. He showed out a little bit, but then after that, he looked like a rookie. And then the second half of the year, once he got comfortable, then he looked better and better because from his words, he was more comfortable. He felt he belonged. So to me, I think McMillan's got the advantage at this point. He's second or third wide receiver, and then everybody else follows, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, I get it. Like he became a very reliable target at the end of last season. Like, I was like, I know Chris Godwin's hurt right now, and I want him back, and I hope we get him back. But watching what McMillian did the last couple of games of the season, like, I was more than comfortable with him going in as the number 2 receiver last year. Even like in that playoff game against the Commanders, like, I'm like, hey, I'm good with Evans and McMillian. I think with these 2 right here, I think we got a pretty good shot. You know what I mean? So, and then you add Ibuka to the mix,
right?
It's like, hey, man, like, sky's the limit for this offense.
Was it the 4th down play against the Saints? Remember that throw? Remember that throw by Baker and how McMillan and his footwork is so good. This is the reason why you draft him in the 2nd round, and you don't understand. It was a 2nd or 3rd round. I believe he's it was 3rd round pick. And you don't understand why he's a 3rd round pick at the end of the day, right? Because he's got so much potential, and it's because of the injury. But you could see the reason why there were so many Bucs fans out there. And Leo Haggerty, one of our guys, was so excited about him because he's got that footwork, and you could see him catch everything when he gets that opportunity. It was just a beautiful play there, 4th down. It's a huge play during the season because you got to win that game versus the Saints. And 4th down, Baker to McMillan at the end of the day. And of course, a lot of these players on this team right now have a bad taste in their mouth because they felt like their offense didn't do enough versus the Commanders, right? So lot of things to prove. McMillan had the fumble. You know that he's a rookie. He wants to do better for that. You know, Graham Barton wants to do better for that. And I think, again, you know, the sky's the limit for this offense. I'm not necessarily buying into the fact that they're going to have a slow start because I think this offense is very similar. It's not Liam Cohen's offense. It is Josh Grizzard's offense. But still, I think the experience of calling third downs, and because these players like Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans and Godwin and McMillan have been in this offense for a little bit, I think they're definitely going to have an advantage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And to go back to what you were saying with that play, are you talking about that one where he called that ball in the corner? And
Yes.
You know,
toe drag swag, and then he gets called for that stupid, abominable. Yes, that penalty. Come on, NFL, do better. Yeah, Tom Brady, he hates that call.
That's good enough to suck right there.
Right, and I would say this.
Why so serious?
Why so serious? NFL referees and NFL, you know, no fun league. He wasn't doing anything wrong. We've seen it before. I don't think he was trying to point a gun or. He was excited about the moment, and he should have been excited about the moment. That's toe drag swag all day long with Jalen McMillan and the Bucs.
Yeah, that play right there, to me, you know how like a lot of people say, well, hey, I can do this, I can do that. Far as like, hey, I can do what these pros do.
Yeah.
That play that Baker and McMillan had together, that proves like, hey, this is why Baker is a starting quarterback in the National Football League.
Thank you.
And this is why Jalen McMillan is a starting wide receiver in the National Football League. There's probably, a population of 0.0001% people that could have made that play.
Right.
You know what I mean? So those type of plays is what separates, the good from like the elite. You know what I mean? So that was just an elite play.
It's an elite play. And a lot of people complaining right now about Baker Mayfield and, throwing some interceptions in training camp. Relax. I saw something. Oh, nobody's going to call him out. It's training camp, guys. It's training camp.
And not to mention, here's what these fans don't understand. Some of the fans, like a casual fan,
yes,
they don't understand. There's cameras everywhere.
Right.
These coaches review film.
Correct.
Along with these players. You don't think that these coaches are in these quarterback rooms or just whatever position rooms that they're in?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys not think that these coaches and players are talking about these plays? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take a, like, if you're truly like a diehard fan and understand how, how practices and just how, things are done on an NFL team.
Yeah. Like
they watch film, like not just in the games, they watch film in practice. So if you're stinking it up, guess what? You're gonna get a chance to look at it, and trust me, the coaches are gonna let you know about it. And trust me, I don't even think the coaches have to let Baker know about it. He is a competitor. He's all about trying to be better, and he competes his ass off.
Yep.
He's gonna want to do better. You know what I mean? So like, and last time I checked, Baker's been in the league 9 years now. 9 years. What, he's in his 8th or 9th year?
Yes. So 8 different offensive coordinator, right? Drafted in 2017. Right. Exactly. It's not his first rodeo.
So please give me a break. It's training camp. Jesus Christ.
I'm telling you. I mean, I get it. I love the passion. We always say, bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. But it's nonsensical to sit here and say, oh my God, Baker Mayfield's having a terrible training camp. So guess what? It's going to carry over to the regular. Everybody relax, and coaches are also trying new things. They wanting that quarterback to, throw some balls maybe and do some things that they haven't done in last camp. So I don't get too much wrapped up into that. I don't get too much wrapped up into the preseason. When it starts in the regular season, that's when you can start to really, talk some turkey here. Talk turkey.
And besides, I mean, and if nothing else, I mean, you got to look at it like this. Baker, I know they just redid his, they restructured his deal so he can get his money for this season.
How about that, right? $30 million. Hello, $30 million for 2026 guaranteed money. I mean, that's the reason why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in my opinion, are the gold standard when it comes to organizations. And we talked to Levante David a couple months ago at the Expo about this, how this team has gone from an afterthought to now a team that players want to stay in, they want to come to, because they respect the way the organization treats the players when it comes to contract extensions, getting records, families, everything like that. This is the place to be.
Absolutely. And it's crazy because, like, if you would have told me that 10 years ago, I'd have been like, no. But now it's like, hey, like, we take care of our own, and all these players like to resign, and all, there's other talented players in the league that want to come play in this for this team. I'll say this about our offense.
Sure.
If we have another great offensive year, we're probably going to lose our current offensive coordinator. He's going to be a head coach next year.
Well, I hope not. I hope not. On that note, Trevor, I'm going to let you go. Anything else here on the Evolution, my friend?
No, just hey, go Bucs, man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Listen, I think you're a wrestling fan, right? You're a wrestling fan?
Oh, yeah, I'm diehard.
All right, give me your thoughts about Hogan really quick, and then we'll let you go, and you can use your second call if you want to.
I'll say for Hogan, thoughts and prayers to his family.
Sure.
He transcended wrestling. He's the Michael Jordan of wrestling. And he'll go down as, one of the GOATs, you know what I mean? So, like I said, really just prayers to the family. I'll just leave it at that.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, man. Don't be a stranger here, Trevor, on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television here on a Monday and Wednesday night. All right.
Will do.
All right, man. Go Bucs. He said, "Go Bucs, go Bucs."
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs.
He's excited.
Yes, go Bucs.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucs. Love it. All right. Let's go out to some of the great comments as always. Let's go out to Lamar all the way from Oregon right there. Big time Bucs fan. Aloha, Peter. Aloha to you.
Oh, yeah.
Lamar, again, aloha to everyone. Let's go, Bucs. Let's go, Bucs.
Wait up, little boy.
Yeah.
Wait up.
Yes, it is,
How
Todd.
about them Bucks, baby?
Absolutely, it is. Love it. Christopher Cole, last day without football until the second week of February. Yeah, the Hall of Fame game is tomorrow. I don't even know who's playing. I got to look that up. But are you interested in that? It's football, right? It's preseason football. You're most likely going to see backups, of course, but it's football, right? It's back, sort of. No? Interested at all? We'll see tomorrow night, but you're exactly right, Christopher Cole. That's a great comment right there. Let's go out to Lamar here. I feel all the wide receivers will have a role to play. They will get all targeted except for maybe Shepard and Tez. There has to be some people on the practice squad. It'd be nice to see them all get some work in. I mean, Trey Palmer, I don't think could be in danger of not making this team. Rack Jarrett could be in danger of not making this team. I think Shepard makes this team because he's a veteran, but who knows? It depends. It depends on who performs in training camp, who shows out in training camp, and who shows out when the lights are on. I get it, preseason football, but what is it for? First, stay healthy. And second, evaluate the talent. Not necessarily the talent you have, because you know what you got with Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. So I don't expect to see a lot of them. I don't, because of that injury situation, of course, knock on wood. But you're definitely going to see guys and backup roles, young players, to see what you have to evaluate that process, if that makes sense. Completely with you on this, Pete. Practice is for the players to make as many mistakes as they can, test their limits of themselves, other players, so that way game time comes, they're all in sync with all the corrections that they made during practice. Speak of the devil. He is not a devil man, but keep on fighting up there in Canada. Oh, Canada, Mr. Mike D. Roche.
Oh, yeah.
That's my best. Oh, Canada. Hopefully it didn't hurt your ears with that rendition of that. And Jim Sutton says, yes, damn it, Jim.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell is the matter with you?
All right, so let's continue with this. Desmond Watson, that has been talked about. Signing undrafted free agent Desmond Watson was always going to be a gamble at 449. He's not your typical NFL defensive tackle. Of course, he's been placed on the non-football injury list last week. And also, of course, the media has let everyone know, or Todd Bowles has let the media know that, and the Bucs have let everybody know that they're not going to allow him to play until he gets into shape, which is what we've talked about on this show when he was drafted. It's all nice and good to sit here and say, well, we think that he will look great against Vita Vea or look great next to Vita Vea, stopping the tush push. But if you're not in shape, you don't lose enough weight. And that ideal weight, we don't know. What is it, 380, 360? It's not happened yet. So he's not going to practice. They're not going to put him on the field until he's ready to go. Let's go out to Mr. Jim.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell is the matter with you?
Jim, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television on a Wednesday night. Happy hump day.
Hello?
Yes, Jim, you're there, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're here. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I've been a big guy all my life, too, so old Desmond Watson. So what you think they're going to do with him? They ain't going to...
I don't know.
I hope they don't cut him.
I don't know if they're going to cut him. Maybe he goes to the practice squad, but he's got to lose weight. You can't play at the weight that he's playing at right now. At first, you try to play at that weight with the way the heat is. I mean, the heat index the other day, it's 100 degrees. Can you imagine with all that equipment on, that helmet on, those pads? It's pretty hot. It's hotter than 115 degrees out there.
Taking too many water breaks, man. Big boys.
Yeah, you've got to do.
Catch our breath.
You definitely. He's got to be in football shape. He's got to lose weight. It's a great story. I love the fact I wanted to interview the kid a couple months ago at the expo. Didn't get a chance to. It's a great idea or thought process, but at the end of the day, he has to get healthy. He has to lose weight so he can be in football shape, so he can be on that football field and contribute to this football team, especially that defensive line rotation.
Yeah, he can cut down. You see what Luka did? Luka done cut all his little weight off. So he looked like skinny Luka now. They talking about he was fat Luka last year.
Well, you're talking about is Luka Doncic?
Luka Doncic?
Yeah. Well, that could be AI. I don't know, but it's amazing, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's amazing, right? When you get traded, and then people start to call you out and say you're not that good of a player, you're not a superstar. You get traded for Mr. Glass himself, Anthony Davis, who, by the way, if he gets out of the bed and he trips on a banana pill, he's going to be hurt. You get traded for him. He's a superstar in the league. So, yes, man, you got to.
Anthony Davis is so talented, but boy, that boy
can't stay healthy. You can't stay healthy.
He's sitting down.
You can't. And Luka is getting to that point where, listen, if you're not going to be able to play defense, if you're not going to be able to take your game to the next level, if you're not going to be committed to being a superstar, which means, cut out the fast food, cut out all the stuff. You've got to be in shape. You're a fine-tuned athlete. If you want to be a superstar, you want to be top of the league, you got to start to show it. Say whatever you want to about LeBron James. But LeBron James every year is in great shape. That's the reason why he's able to play until he's 40 years old. That's the reason why Jordan was able to take his game to the next level when the physicality, which, it existed at some point with the NBA, with the Detroit Piston Bad Boys, when they beat the hell out of him, he went into the gym, he got stronger, he got bigger, he had more muscles, he developed that strength in that core, and then also he included his teammates. That's what you have to do to take that next step, and that's what Luka's got to do. If he wants to be a superstar or he just wants to be a guy at this point that's a scorer and non-defender, which it seems like, most people in the NBA at this point are non-defenders.
Yeah, that's true. And Luka top-notch scorer though, but yeah, I don't know about
talking basketball here on the Sports Web. How about that, man? We had Nick Anderson a couple
LeBron
months.
James is one of my favorite players.
Well, I know.
Same age, we're both from Ohio.
I know it is. I know LeBron James is your favorite, but is he the greatest of all time? We always throw that out there. Is it the greatest of all time over Jordan, or is Jordan still the greatest of all time in your opinion? Why or why not?
I'll take Jordan.
All right. Smart man.
I can't put him above Jordan. I mean,
smart man.
Yeah, baby.
It's a lot of work to put him above Jordan. Jordan made the league. So.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. So what's on your mind tonight with the Tampa? You talked about Desmond Watson coming into that, again, being put on the non-football injury list.
You had that question about would I pick up the offensive lineman or the wide receiver?
I said, would you bring back Tristan Wirfs earlier, or would you bring back Chris Godwin earlier? And you say what?
If I had a choice, I'd bring back the lineman. Tristan Wirfs.
Okay.
Because
so you're not worried about bringing him back too soon and hurting his knee.
Yeah, I'd be worried about that. But if we talking about hypotheticals.
Well, we're talking about hypotheticals. We're also throwing an injury now. You can't turn off injury. This ain't Madden now, Jim.
You ain't turning off injuries?
We ain't doing that. I mean, we wish you could.
I thought we were turning off injuries. I mean, we doing. If we ain't turning off injuries, I'll bring back Godwin first.
But by the way, despicable by Madden. Once again, I think Mike Evans is like a 91 or 93. I haven't played in a little while, but that guy should be a 99. And Tristan Wirfs, can he please be a 99? I mean, what does it take for Madden?
I don't know what Madden doing
to rank some of these Buccaneers a 99.
They don't have no competition. Ain't no competition for the game.
Please,
so
I mean,
they can do what they want to do.
Lane Johnson, 99 over Tristan Wirfs. Come on, man. Tristan Wirfs barely gives up any sacks at all. Can't even breathe on Baker on that left side.
They got the Eagles crazy on there. Everybody got a star. Everybody got a.
Oh, of course.
All they linemen, all they wide receivers.
Love. Everybody loves the Eagles. Super Bowl champion. Fly Eagles, fly with the Eagles. Yeah. I'm good. Right. I'm good with that too. I'm good. Somebody needs to tell Madden, by the way, that Todd Bowles is the daddy of the Philadelphia Eagles, along with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, going 6-1 lately. Looking forward to that matchup in Week 4 against the Philadelphia Eagles when they come to town here in hot Tampa, which most likely will be a heat index once again of 115, I'm thinking, or more. So
I'm gonna try to get down there to that game. I had a buddy who was gonna come with me, but he keeps flaking out. So
you can't be flaking out. Anyway. You got a buddy there. Well, you can't be flaking out.
He's supposed to be an Eagles fan, but he's like, I'm gonna go to the first game of the season now because they're opening. Nobody want to watch no Eagles and Cowboys. I'm good on that.
Yeah, I'm good on that too, and I don't think he wants to smoke. That's the reason why he doesn't want to come down.
Yeah, I think he's a little afraid because Todd Bowles beat his butt last year. What happened then?
Exactly.
I might have to ask him what happened.
Exactly, as my sign falls down there. I love that right there. Put that Bucs flag right up there on the evolution.
Yeah,
of
I think he's a little
television.
scared to sit in there and get a loss, and then I'm gonna have to talk to him right there in his face. He don't want them problems.
Yeah, well, I don't think I don't think he wants to smoke from you because if the Bucs beat him, right. I know, Jim, that you're kind of quiet and mild mannered, but then again, I get the sense that it's the calm before the storm, my friend. I feel like you would give it to him and keep on giving it to him all day and all night long.
You can't even be like, oh man, I gotta go home. You gotta wait till we go home.
Yeah, I'll be buying wings and everything else. I'd be making all kinds of bets at this point.
Man,
so.
I killed him when Tom Brady. He was like, Tom Brady ain't gonna come back and win this. I'm like, bro, this Tom Brady and his retirement. Tom Brady,
right?
What are we doing here?
Right, what are we doing here?
Yeah, Todd Bowles was dialing in that defense. I was like, oh, bro, you ain't paying attention to the defense and Tom Brady.
Yes, you gotta love that. Love that defense that year. Yes, all right.
He lost all kind of money.
All right,
all right,
Jim. Appreciate the call, man. Definitely use that second call. Let me go out to this guy right here. Let me go out to him. I told you that we wouldn't know who we would have on as a guest. There we go. We got JCA of Sports Illustrated. JCA, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television here on a happy hump day, my friend. How you doing?
This is a surprise to everybody right now because I was just calling my friend back. I had no idea I was live on the air, but what up, Bucs Nation?
Love it, man. Love it right there. First and foremost, I know me and you are like brothers on this show. Of course, you started out on the Sports Web. Very proud of what you've been doing here the last, been 5 years, my friend, covering the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? 6 years. There you go. 6 years. Time flies, my friend, when you're having fun. But you're a big-time wrestling fan. What did you think of Hogan passing away? What are your initial thoughts? How shocked were you by that? And what's your favorite memory of Hogan? Welcome to the evolution.
I think with Hogan, it's a very complicated situation, and you have to separate the wrestler from the person. Okay. Although Hulk did a lot of great things as a person as well. We all know about the controversies, later in life, and whether that's how he truly felt or whatever, there's no taking away from anything that he said. It was wrong. But the Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, is the reason why wrestling is still alive now. And if you can't appreciate that, you don't have to have him on your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, but you can't make an argument with anybody who does. He saved wrestling. He brought it to a new height and new realm that it's never seen, from these individual promotional markets to the WWE, WWF becoming what it is today.
Yeah.
So without Hogan, you really don't have what we have now. So you can't go back in history and take him out of that. It's not Chris Benoit when he could delete all of his matches and everything like that and forget he existed. You can't do that with Hogan. He's too ingrained in the culture, the history, and the fabric of wrestling as a whole. So it's a sad day in the business whenever you lose someone like that. Whenever you lose probably the first guy. I know people might look to Bruno Sammartino and Andre, but the first guy to take it to another level was Hogan. Since you've had The Rock and Stone Cold and John Cena, and those guys are obviously in movies and stuff, but there's no denying what he brought. Now, for me personally, I wasn't watching wrestling back in the, a lot of the red and yellow Hogan, Eat Your Vitamin stuff. I really started getting into wrestling right before the Attitude Era jumped off and right before NWO and stuff. So for me, I always look at, that's the pinnacle, right? That's this. I can't think of the word right now. When you think of a heel turn and the reaction that you want to elicit,
it's the greatest heel turn of all time. Period.
Greatest heel turn of all time.
There's nothing better.
Period. End of story.
Yes.
John Cena, you got some fans throwing stuff in the ring, but it was never at the level with the dirt sheets and with everything right now, and people, the internet, and people talking more than ever. It won't ever have the impact of Hogan's heel turn and the NWO and what he did to not only make that company relevant, but make it relevant on a global level. So, Hogan NWO heel turn, to me, is my favorite moment. But you can't take what he brought to the business away ever, no matter how bad of a person you think he was or he was.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, I know it's complicated for some people, but he did find God, which is always a great thing. Before he died, he was able, that's to me, nobody's perfect. But you take that step, that's amazing in itself. And again, like you said, what he did for the wrestling business, you don't have Netflix, you don't have NBC. With that being said, let's talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the early story.
Hold on 1 second.
Yes.
We have another special guest in here. I want to ask him what his favorite Hogan memory, even though he's a bit young.
Well,
he's watched plenty of clips. Mr. Cannon, Jace, fresh out of football practice. Say what's up to the people on the sports web.
Hello.
What's going on, buddy? We had him on here some years ago, man. Congratulations, little man, on all the success with football.
What's your favorite Hogan memory?
Okay, this one might be like big, but it's probably onto the Giant versus Hulk Hogan.
Well, that's
excellent moment.
That's a great moment. That's WrestleMania 3. That's my first moment watching wrestling. That kid right there has got a future, I believe, either in football or football broadcasting. I'm telling you right now, you did a good job there, JC.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. All right. Let's talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The early story has been the injury situation when Chris Godwin, of course, Tristan Wirfs, and now David Walker, and they signed a running back today, Owen Wright from Baltimore, because DJ Williams, Josh Williams are out. What do you make of this situation? We threw out a question. I don't know if you saw it on social media. If you could bring back somebody earlier, would it be Tristan Wirfs or Chris Godwin?
Easily Tristan Wirfs. I mean, you're talking about all-pro left tackle, both sides of the line, and he's with the wide receiver depth you have. You need Tristan back there before you need a guy like Chris back, especially with the way Emeka's been playing in camp.
And you talk about Emeka. How has he been playing in camp? Because everything we hear is great things. Everything is advertised. He's the next Chris Godwin at this point, with his character, the way he runs routes, his athleticism. We kind of saw the same thing with Jalen McMillan. Should we have some cause for pause, or in your opinion, is this the real deal with Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State being the first round pick for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
It's the real deal, and better than McMillan could have dreamt last year. And McMillan even said that. He said he's more ready than me. Baker Mayfield already called him a mini Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
Plug and play, start from day one. Egbuka is what you think he was going to be. He's a guy who isn't going to be a number one receiver. He's not Jamar Chase. He's not, Ted McMillan or Travis Hunter. but he's going to be Chris Godwin. He's going to be that 1B high number 2 wide receiver that you can count on. That's going to move the chains. That's got a lot of guys are already saying, going up against him is going up against Mike or Sterling. It's like he's got this veteran savvy to him. Yeah. He knows how to break down the soft spots in zone. He knows how to find them. He knows how to separate. And, surprising. He's never been a huge yak guy, but he showed off good yak skills so far. He's going to be wide receiver 3 when Godwin gets back. He'll be wide receiver 2 until Godwin gets back.
Yeah, that's how I see it. I see, of course, Mike Evans, number 1, of course, being entrance. He had some comments today about the 50th season, breaking some records, of course, breaking Jerry Rice's record. Pay attention.
That's all he's playing for. Mike Evans is playing for a Super Bowl and for the Hall of Fame right now.
Well, and he's already a Hall of Famer now. Come on now. He's first ballot Hall of Famer.
He is, but he's padding those stats right now. He wants to break Jerry's consecutive streak. That's what he's playing for. He's playing for wins and he's playing for records right now. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what the water's like in Galveston or what's going on, because he's already looking like a Hall of Famer week 1 ready in camp. His connection with Baker has been on point. Even when, case in point, he was a tight throw, tight pass from Baker to Evans. Zion McCollum is there. It's right on the sideline. Zion McCollum's there to intercept it, jump the route, gets in front of it. As him and Mike are falling out of bounds, Mike reaches his arm in, strips the ball out. Now, Antoine Winfield was there to make an incredible toe-tapping interception, but it just shows, Mike is it's not just running the routes. It's not just, catching the passes. It's everything. He's locked in. Yeah, you're not going to catch a pick on me. I'm going to rip this ball out. He's just on another level right now.
Yeah.
And you can tell how seriously, since Tom Brady came, he's really attacking and taking care of his body at a level that it was probably not there before Brady came and when he was younger, especially not when he came in as an overweight rookie. But, and that's going to help him extend his career and have the success that he's used to in his career. And I think Mike is, even another year older, pencil him in for that 1,000 yards. Take the over on that.
I take the over on that too, and I think he may get it earlier than he got it the last year. In fact, his comments were, "I'm just happy that we have a really great team. We're using this training camp to put everything together to have one of the best seasons for the 50th. I'm excited to put on a great show for you all." He says they've always had my back, even when I was having down years early in my career or bad games. They've always shown love and had my back. That's all I could ask for as a player. And I say that because, of course, talking to Levante David, just name drop there. Of course, the Levante David jersey in the background sign. We get a chance to interview him on the Sports Web. And I asked him, what do you think about this organization and how they went from an afterthought to a place to where players want to stay. They want to come here. And case in point, Mike Evans talks about it, getting him the record last year. Now you get an opportunity to get Baker, $30 million guaranteed after he didn't have any guaranteed money. I mean, and talk about that because players seem like they're very happy. They don't seem like they're happy. They're very happy to be a part of this organization. And that's a change if you know the Bucs history. And I know you do.
Well, I mean, it starts with Jason Light and the team, right? It's easy to watch the Bucs draft players, even as late as the 5th, 6th, 7th round, find roles, carve roles, and then get rewarded for that.
Yeah.
And it's easy to see the Bucs have done that. They've rewarded their guys. If you're going to ball out, maybe we'll make you play the last year of your deal, like we did with Evans, like we did with Winfield, like we did with all these other Tristan, all these other guys. But we're going to reward you, and guys see that. Guys see that this is a place where you're going to be treated like an adult. Come in, do your work, do your job, take care of your assignments, make sure you know the playbook inside and out. And you got a player's coach who's going to be there to support you, and he's brought a lot of what BA had as far as being that guy who's there for his players. And players see that around the league. And regardless of what those scores that are coming out from the NFLPA, you just talk to it. Tampa's a great place to be, great place to live. No sales tax doesn't hurt, or federal tax doesn't hurt. I mean,
right.
But all those things playing a part of why the Bucs become an attractive destination now. And that's not even touching on the culture and the camaraderie this team has. And, you can see it as an opposing teammate. There's a reason why Chase Edmonds hunted the Bucs down 2 years ago to be on this team, because he could see what's happening and what's building here. the reason why other players want to come here as well.
You think we're on with JC Allen of Sports Illustrated on the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter, giving you something to think about. Do you think that's the reason why the Bucs do re-sign a Jason Light and, of course, a Todd Bowles? Because we've heard that the Glazers are high on what you just said about that culture thing.
Absolutely. And, I mean, you've got to look at both. Everyone wants to look at Jason and be like, oh, those first years besides, Mike Evans were kind of rough with the draft, kind of rough with some of the contracts, Chris Baker, and some of this money we were throwing out there.
Yep.
But you give him a chance to learn and grow and learn from his mistakes. And now look what you have with Jason Light, one of the best GMs in the league. He's constantly pulling off great trades, great signings. He's constantly pulling out great drafts. And he's built a Super Bowl competitor this year. And then you go to the coach Todd Bowles, and every year Bowles has been over here. And that first year was such a crazy year that I barely counted for him, because he didn't get to hire his own staff. He didn't get to bring any guys he wanted to in free agency. And he was dealing with Tom Brady, who was in the middle of a midlife crisis, dealing with a divorce and his, the jiu-jitsu stuff.
Sure.
So, I kind of give him a little bit of a pass. But even if you look at it, he's improved his win total 8, 9, 10 in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And he's improved where people have criticized, the clock management. He took a big step in year 2. Year 3 now coming into year 3 now, year 4 now. He's made that to get Viceline in there and someone who's situational and timeouts and making sure clock management is up there. And he's had tremendous things to say, not just to Coach Bowles, but to the team. So you look at both of these guys, the trajectory they're on, and, neither of them will be here forever. Bowles has already talked about, I ain't coaching forever, like BA did. But you look at these guys and you can see the growth and the progress of not just the individual, but the team as well under their leadership. And I think that's why you reward them. I know a lot of people like, oh, Bowles can't get it, Bowles can't get it done. But, they're not big picture looking at everything. And what could Bowles do really last year with the depleted secondary and guys who didn't step up as they thought were at the edge room, the injuries happening. And so, it's hard to go out there and field the defense that you want to field when you don't have the pieces that you need. And last year they were still paying a little bit. They didn't have any money for undrafted free agency. This year they spent big in undrafted free agency. They were tight to it last year. This year they had a little bit more money. They brought in some guys they thought that could play some ball. So far, Kendall Vildor, who was kind of laughed at by Detroit fans, like, good luck with Vildor. He's been one of the stars of camp so far. So, they've improved their depth, and they've improved, some of their coaching strategies. And, again, that just shows the growth of both of those individuals as the team grows. And that's why you reward them with those exceptions.
Exactly. You're exactly right about that. And I think that's, where you go with it. We talked about injuries. What's your sense of the Chris Godwin situation? I get it. They do have lots of receivers, but do you think they take their time? Do you get the sense that
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think you want to rush Chris Godwin back by any means, right? You want him for the stretch. You don't need him for the first couple games, especially if you think you have enough depth at receiver, especially the way Emeka Egbuka has been kind of since day one on the ball. So I feel like you wait him out. I know Chris Godwin, he had complications with his injury. He had to have surgery again on that ankle, which has put him behind. But again, there's no harder worker than Chris Godwin. If they feel like he can come off, then maybe they'll have him come off a little early. The problem that I have with that is I'm not seeing much progress from Chris. He's not on the sideline running fields. We're into week 2 of camp. He's not doing any of those things. So is he going to be able to – if he's not out there soon, then, you've got to take some time to get into football shape and et cetera. So my thought is they're not going to rush him. If there's a possibility he can come back, I would say if it doesn't happen before that third preseason game, he's on pup for the first 4 games. And you hope you have enough offensive talent, which I think they do, to get by without him. And that gives him, if he's ready to go week 2, but he can't come off, now he can work on the side, get into football shape, get into, he can't practice, but he can, get into football shape and get used to what it's going to be like to get out there and get him a little bit of a head start. Same thing with Tristan. It's unlikely he's off. He's still on crutches, so he's not even moving. So both of them likely missed the first 4 weeks. The bigger question mark is with Tristan's injury, and can Charlie Heck step up? He's had some good reps in practice so far, in pads, especially in pads the last 2 days. He's also had some losses, but a lot of the offensive line is still going to be consistent. So we'll see more once we get that first, I think, joint practice. I think it's with the Titans first, and I think we'll know more once we get to that practice and kind of see where they're at going against other competition. But he's being tested every day by two really dogs with Hassan and Yaya. So he's gonna get the reps. He has the time.
Yeah.
He's got the coaching, and that's what's important. So you can't change anything about it. He's got to get ready because they don't have anyone else who's going to be ready.
I tell you what, I want to ask you one final question. One question here. I know you've got it. You got to run here. David Walker, how much of a loss is that to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? And then we'll get out to Leo Haggerty. I see you with the forehead shot there, Leo. We'll get out to you in just a moment. But David Walker,
does he got the fan going too?
He does. I think he does. So let me go. Let me go in and see really quick.
Guy who used to have the ceiling fan and his forehead.
there you go,
don't
right
say his
there.
name, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, David Walker, it's a loss. For sure, they had high hopes that they would be able to use him in a rotational role. But I mean, if you really look at it, he was maybe linebacker, edge 4, edge 5, maybe even behind Nelly. They had packages and plans to use him in a variety of ways, and he looked really good so far at the start of camp. Obviously, getting injured right before pads come on is a brutal blow, so you can't really, show what you can do in pads to build that confidence for next year. But I think they have full confidence. The only problem with it is, now we're going in. He's going to be a 26-year-old with his first snaps on the field. Can he sit back and learn? And early enough in the season, he should be good to go by minicamp next year and stuff like that. But it's a wasted season. It's a redshirt season, and you got to just take time to learn. You need to learn the defense and know it inside and out by the time you take the field next year, because you're missing out on all that opportunity to get used to the NFL speed with pads on and what that looks like, because your season was cut so short. So it's certainly a loss for them, but not a dramatic one in a way where it really affects things. You have your linebacker 1, 2, 3, and Nelly moves into 4, and now you hope Jose Ramirez and Marquise Watts can step up. So they're in a good spot at outside linebacker still. It's just unfortunate because you saw a lot of skill and a lot of potential in him, and now it's just pushed a year out. So it stinks that way.
Real quick, one final question. How excited are you about this remade secondary? Antoine Winfield Jr., we talked to him. He said it best. It's all about health. He's been able to show out. He's got some interceptions here. He looks like the old Winfield Jr. And then, of course, you've got the infusion of young talent there, if you will, youthful exuberance, Leo word, with Benjamin Morrison and, of course, Mr. Jacob Parrish. So, how excited are you about this young secondary? Because I think this is the position that I'm looking forward to. I think Morrison eventually will push Dean for that starting job. And we all know, listen, love Jamel Dean. He's inconsistent, wildly inconsistent, and on top of it, we know eventually he's going to get hurt. So I think Morrison, that's where he takes his job. So how do you feel about this infusion of young talent, if you will, when it comes to the secondary?
One thing that I really like about it, I was talking to Zion McCollum after practice the other day, is that the safeties and the corners are meeting together frequently. So they know each other's job and their responsibilities. So everyone knows what's going on in the back end at the same time. I think that's going to be great for communication as well and just for overall gameplay. But a thing that I really like they're doing too is they're cross-training pretty much everybody. Everybody's getting reps at, Christian Izien's getting reps at corner. He's getting reps at nickel corner. He's getting reps at safety. They're doing, multiple guys are getting reps at either safety spot. So you don't just know free, strong too. Even though your skill set might be more suited to free, if we need you at strong, you're not learning it on the go. You already know it. So that's one thing that sticks out to me too, is really the communication, having those classroom sessions together, and also just that versatility to plug and play. Jacob Parrish is likely your starting nickel cornerback. I'm not afraid to call that right now.
Wow.
Christian's been playing great football, but I think when you look at it, with his speed and his intangibles and everything like that, is obviously his ball skills. He's got a ton of interceptions. I think he takes that, and that allows Christian Izien to kind of be that fourth guy when you're going into dime. Now you got Izien on the field or something like that, and because he can play safety, nickel, either safety spots, and you have that versatility with him to really confuse offenses and not know where things are coming and where pressure's coming and all sorts of situations like that. So, I think he's in that rotation role. Antoine and Tyke have looked tremendous together. It's just about staying healthy. Tyke's been all over the place. He'll come down to the nickel, but he'll also play strong too. So Zion's looked really good, has some really tight coverage on Mike Evans so far in camp, and I think he's going to have a breakout year and a contract year. I spoke with him about that. He was like, you know, the answer is I'm always motivated, but the human answer is, yeah, I know I'm in a contract year, and that motivates me too. You know, I'm not set for life like some of these other guys, and you know that I want to be. So, you know, that's something that's pushing him and motivating him. With the whole Jamel Dean and Benjamin Morris thing, it's like Jamel Dean doesn't have hands. Everybody knows that. Todd Bowles makes a big spectacle whenever he makes an interception, but he does get his hands on plenty of balls. He's really good at knocking balls away, and that's a dead play at the end of the day. He's still got incredible speed, and Jamel is really kind of underrated for what he does because of the appearance of health issues. You know, it's not always terrible. It just comes at terrible timing. But he's really one of the best press man coverage cornerbacks in the league. And that's something that Bulls have talked about getting back to, is that press man coverage ability. He's excellent. He's probably one of the most physical. They probably have the two of the most physical cornerbacks in Jamel Dean and Kindle Vildor in the league. Very physical, especially coming in run support. But he doesn't get turnovers, and he can't stay healthy for a full season. So those are big knocks on him. But he's still a tremendous player on a value contract for what he's being paid. But he will get pushed by Benjamin Morrison. As a matter of fact, last night at the Bucs indoor facility, Benjamin Morrison actually got the start over Dean.
Wow.
On his first play, he lets up a 35-yard bomb to Mike Evans. On his second play, he channels his inner Ted Lasso, goldfish mind, and picks off the ball. So they're going to give him opportunities to battle with Dean. I think Zion's locked in. But I would not be surprised if Dean is the guy just because of his experience and because of what he brings to the table. And if they can start winning with 4 or more, you can play more press man with your cornerbacks and let them get a little bit more aggressive. And I think that's where Dean thrives. And that's certainly where Zion thrives because he had to play a lot of safe last year with injuries to Antoine Winfield in the secondary, nickel corner and everything like that, not having a real feel who he has next to him. And then just quickly touch on the depth. I mean, Bryce Hall has been all over the place. They felt really strong about having him last year as a depth piece as cornerback 3. And he got injured that first week. Same injury Chris Godwin had in week 1 and lost for the season. He's come back, and it's really been awesome to see him pick up, you know, kind of where he left off and even than where he left off last camp because he was having a shaky camp to start. And he's been all go. Kindle Vildor, I mentioned him, one of the most physical backs called out by the coaches already. Coach Bowles specifically pointed out his play, saying he's been a surprise. And then Josh Hayes, Tyreek Thunderberg, Roman Parody, you're looking at 3 guys looking forward, probably your practice squad spots. And you feel much more comfortable about Tyreek Thunderberg's development on the practice squad than you do being thrust into a game starting against DeAndre Hopkins, or same thing with Josh Hayes. You know, he's more of a special teamer. And he led the league in special teams tackles his rookie season, but he's made his fair share of misses. He's not even this dominant special teamer a lot of people like him, but he's still got plenty of talent. It's just he wasn't ready last year for that, and hopefully, you know, with time on the practice squad, maybe if it's him or Parody beats him out, but that gives these guys some opportunity to get reps behind the scenes and learn and get those opportunities in the scout team. That way they have more reps and they're ready to go in if it's time to go in a game and they need to be elevated for that week or whatever. So cornerback went from a strength, a weakness to a strength. I feel like this year it's one of the strongest rooms on the team.
Yeah.
And I feel like safety's got some really interesting aspects going on in the back end with Kayvon Merriweather and JJ Roberts. Roberts has been getting a lot of time at nickel, but cross-trained at both safety spots. He's an undrafted free agent, one of my best fits for them if they drafted a safety in the 7th round. And so far, he's been as advertised. Physical, made a nice interception, just like jamming a guy. I forget who it was who was on, but kind of just disrupting the route, being physical on it, coming away with an interception. They've sent him on a couple nickel blitzes, and he's roaring in. He's 4.4, 4.3 speed. And he's got experience at outside cornerback, too, from college. So in a pinch, they could use him there. So name to watch, J.J. Roberts, I think, is really battling Kayvon Merriweather. I know crowd favorite Shiloh Sanders, but he looks like maybe more of a practice squad guy.
Okay.
He's battling with Marcus Banks and Rashad Wisdom. So it's a great secondary as a whole. Went from a weakness to a strength. I feel like the depth is stronger. It's still questions at safety, but certainly stronger than last year.
Great stuff, JC Allen of Sports Illustrated. Go ahead and promote yourself here as we get out to Leo Haggerty and Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast, my friend. Appreciate the time.
Always. Yeah, you guys can catch me at Bucs Game Day on Sports Illustrated. All of our written content's over there. We got tons of stuff. We're pumping out like 8 to 10 articles a day. Training camp breakdowns. Bucs Game Day, Sports Illustrated. You can find me on Twitter at JC Allen NFL. Again, all of our stories will be posted there. And then my Pirate Parlay podcast is every Wednesday. We did a special lunchtime special. I had River Wells, a Bucs game day on there, and we pretty much broke down every position group so far through camp. Who's winning those battles? What's looking? Who's impressing? Who's disappointing? Check that out over at Pirate Parlay on YouTube, Sick Podcast Network. That's it.
Boom.
For me.
You
Danny, you got something to say? You got an outro?
Yeah, give me something.
Say goodnight.
Bye.
That's it.
There you go, JCA of Sports Illustrated. Appreciate the time here on the Evolution, my friend. All right.
Absolutely, anytime. See you guys later. Hi, Leo.
Hey, Leo. There you go, right there. He is in regular season form. He is not in preseason form. Let's go out to the legend himself. Here we go.
Book him, Dano.
Former Coach Scott and now media member of Night Sports Productions and Amped Up Sports. Let's go out to Mr. Leo Haggerty. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend, as we have on JC Allen of Sports Illustrated. Let's get out to this guy right here.
What do you hear? What do you say?
Oh. Louie from the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend, as we'll switch it around right there. There we go. Let's get out to you, Leo. How are you doing tonight?
Another day in paradise on the right side of the grass. That's all that matters.
Love it right there. And Louie, great job, my friend. I saw you last Thursday having Samurai Ali of the Loose Cannons podcast. Great stuff there. Great work, man. How are you doing?
Tired. Very tired. Just put in a whole water pump in my Escalade. That wasn't too fun.
Yikes.
Work is, it's been about 95, feeling like around 100 degrees up here in Massachusetts the past 3 days. So I feel great.
All right.
But
All right.
Tired.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, we won't hold you on here for long. No 2-3 hour extravaganza of the evolution. You're out of here tonight because you got to get up early. But let me come out to you here, Leo Haggerty. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the biggest winners and losers. You've been out at camp. What have you noticed? They say Shiloh Sanders is a winner. They say Desmond Watson is a loser. What do you take? Because according to JCA, he feels like Shiloh Sanders is just a practice squad guy. Where do you stand on this? What have you seen from the young man? Welcome to the evolution.
If he's a practice squad player, somebody will pick him up.
Right.
They decide that right away. If he's not a roster guy, there's no sense putting him on the practice squad because one of those 31 teams will pick him up. So, and again, I agree with JC. He's talking about how strong that room is. Well, that's the problem. Some of those guys are going to have to go away on the practice squad or get picked up. So, and Peter, they're putting good stuff on film. That's the big thing, is they're starting to show. And, I asked, Todd Bowles, they still weren't in pads. I said, is the one group ahead of the other? He said, well, the problem is, when they're not in pads, you can't block, you can't tackle, so you don't really know. So basically, it's flag football.
Yeah.
You can't play flag football on Sunday.
No, you definitely can't. Not unless you're part of the Flag Football League, which our friend there, Jason Powers, is a part of. They are doing big things. We'll get him back on the show. Let me go out to you, Louie. What do you think of this Sanders talk there? J.J. Roberts, we've heard a lot about him. Not surprised. And already JC says he makes that safety position, nickel. He's been playing a lot of roles there. So what do you think about the Roberts and Shiloh Sanders comparison in the talk?
I mean, I'm not going to buy any hype on anybody until I see preseason football. And I know a lot of people are not big on preseason football. I love preseason football because what is something that I keep preaching on here, Peter? Depth. You get to see the depth. I don't care how these guys look in practice. I want to see what they look like against real competition. A lot of these guys are going to be playing for roster spots. Guys like Shiloh, Desmond Watson, too. It's a shame what's kind of happening with him. But I mean, I can understand why. But I'm not putting no money down on anything until I see actual game footage of these guys playing.
That's fair enough. I mean, Watson, it's been disappointing with Watson, but again, we talked about it. Again, he's a big guy, but he has to lose some weight, and hopefully he can get in shape and make some contributions. if he continues down this road, and we hate to see the young man do this, do you think that most likely he's just going to make the practice squad and eventually he'll get called up, but he's not going to start on the NFL roster? Is that pretty accurate, if you will, Leo Haggerty?
Again, Peter, let's get into pads. Let's find out what's going on there.
Yeah.
We're what? 5 days of practice?
Mm.
That's it. Today was an off day.
Mm.
So, we're trying to make judgments, and it's really not good to make judgments until after that first or second preseason game. Louie, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Let's see what they do when the lights go on. Let's see what happens then.
Yeah, everybody looks great at practice. This is a reoccurring thing. Every year we see these highlights. We see now we're seeing Tez make these catches. We're seeing this guy do this. We're seeing that guy do that. A lot of this stuff is predictable. That's what they're practicing. You know what I'm saying? I want to see live, one-on-one against a different team. You're going up against your teammates. Some of them may take a little easy on you. I respect the fact that the hell out of Todd Bowles for doing what he did with Benjamin Morrison about going after him right away, starting him. I like that, building the kid's confidence. The kid got beat by Mike, but you got beat by a legend, and then goes out there and makes an interception. I love that. But again, can he do it against real live game action? That's what I want to see. I want to see week 1 of the preseason. I want to see what these guys got. And then you can start to determine.
That's going to happen next week when they start having those practices with the Tennessee Titans before the game next Saturday. So, that's what I want to see too.
I love the fact, and we're on with Leo Haggerty, the legend himself, former Coach Scout and now media member, Night Sports Productions. Of course, you got Louie from the Frozen Pirate Podcast. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter here on a happy hump day edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. The thing that I love about Morrison, he has a short memory. He does get roasted and toasted by Mike Evans. There's been a lot of corners out there, but he has a short memory, goes for the interception. I think eventually he's going to push Jamel Dean out of that starting role. That's the player I'm looking forward to seeing in the preseason. Leo, who's the player that you're looking forward to seeing something out of for this Bucs team in the preseason?
Well, you know what, guys? What people have to understand is that there's probably 40 spots of the 53 that are already locked up.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle Trask can have the best camp of his life, and Baker Mayfield could play pretty bad. I can tell you who's going to line up under center week 1 against the Falcons. That's just, right. These things are going to happen.
They make too much of a big deal about that, Leo, because you heard on social media Baker's not necessarily having the best camp, and everybody's like, well, they should hold him accountable. I'm like, that's your starting quarterback. It's going to happen in training camp, right?
Right. Yeah. You're just, some of these guys, you just want them to get healthy. You just want them to get reps and go from there. Peter, a little side note, and I don't know, guys, if you've seen the new Netflix, The Quarterback Season 2.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what. Remember, Peter, after the season, and it came out that Kirk Cousins was saying he was hurt, and we were all questioning that.
Yeah.
Guess what? He got hurt. And they were 6-3 when he got hurt.
Right.
And I'm watching this, and he catches one as he's throwing the ball right under in the ribs and the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes off and he said, I got no feeling in my elbow. And they go south so fast because they didn't think Michael Penix was ready yet. And they go from 6-3, I think, to 6-7.
Yep.
Like that. And just crazy like that. So, and again, what drives me nuts about the media, the term injury prone. Nobody wants to get injured. It's not like you try. Sometimes you get hit and you get injured. And it's not like, okay, he takes a hit and you get. If you hit a guy like they hit Cousins the same way, they're getting injured.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So I never use the term injury prone with a player. You know, he has a tendency, right? Like Baker Mayfield, every third year, he has a year where he gets banged up. That happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it absolutely happens. All right, I want to talk about this because this is from our good friends at Joe Bucs fan, the great Ira Kaufman. Hopefully, we can get him on soon on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television as he talked to Coach Todd Bowles. And Bowles said about the preseason, he would have a different philosophy during preseason this year. He says, we're going to change the starters. He says, we're going to change the starters are going to play, noting their target game for significant action is unclear. They may play the second game. They may play the third game. It depends. We play Buffalo, so we'll see. We haven't worked that part of it out yet. They're going to play. How do you approach this? You don't play the first game. How much do you play the starters? Of course, it always comes down to what? It comes down to evaluation in that preseason. It comes down to staying healthy. You know what you have with Baker Mayfield. You know what you have with Mike Evans, but also you have to get them some work, if you will. So it's kind of a fine line, if you will. If you're a coach of this team, Leo Haggerty, or if you're a general manager or you're on Todd Bowles' staff, how do you think he approaches this? How would you approach this with the preseason this year?
You've got to get your starters a half and a series into the second half. You've got to have them come out. And that's why the first 4 weeks, it's really still training camp because those guys are still not ready yet. And that's the problem, because you don't want a guy getting hurt in what's basically a meaningless football game. Because you don't want to stand up in front of the meeting and watch you play and watch you play. Well, you got to play. That's the problem. These guys got to get some repetitions. These guys got to get some work. These guys got to get into football shape. Into football shape means you're going to hit people, and you got to see how your body reacts. The biggest problem you're seeing right now is because there's only 3 preseason games. They're trying to figure out how to do this, because that third game is when you're going to evaluate that talent that's going to be that, are they practice squad or are they number 46 through 53 on the roster?
Right.
That's the biggest problem. If you're going to play the starters, you're going to have to evaluate these guys a little earlier. But you know what? Got to play the starters.
Yeah.
They got to get ready. They got to get game ready, because I would have really liked to have seen Atlanta week 3 or even week 2.
Right.
Starting right with a division game, man. Oh man, it's a game they got to win. And you know what? Atlanta had their number last year.
They did.
Whether we want to admit it or not, had their number.
All right, update the game here because we've kind of stayed silent on it. The Rays were winning 1-0. And it's blew the lead. Now it's tied. The Yankees now 1-1.
That's good enough to suck right there.
What's new? Rays blowing leads here and look like they're going to be sellers at the end of the day. Let me go out to you, Louie. How would you approach this? What would you like to see? How many starts or not starts, but how many series would you like to see the starters play? You play them in the first game, second game, third game. How would you do this if you were the coach or on Todd Bowles' staff?
So if I was on Todd Bowles' staff, or if I was an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator, or let's just say if I was the head coach, the way I'm going to handle this is I know what Baker Mayfield can do. I know what Mike Evans can do. I know what Cade can do. I know what a lot of these guys that already established their positions can do. The most they're going to get in the first 2 games of the preseason is 1 series. I have an infusion of youth on this team that needs as many reps as possible, because it is going to be a dogfight this year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in my opinion. And these younger players need to learn to adapt, and what better way to go up against and consistently giving them all these reps and these drives. And I get it. There's a chance of, well, what if one of these guys gets hurt? Well, if he dies, he dies. The old saying goes, but I don't want my starters out there. especially guys like Baker and Mike. Probably the last preseason game, I'll let them have like maybe 2 or 3 drives to kind of get their bodies going. But outside of that, I want to see what Culp can do as a tight end full time in a game. I want to see what I have for depth on the offensive line. I want to know who I can rely on, who I can't, because if you can't beat out a third or fourth stringer, that's a problem. You know, you got to see where your weak spots are. We've been talking about a lot of depth on this team. Well, let's make sure that we have the depth. And I want to see Emeka Ibuka out there. Him, I'm giving him 2 quarters for the first game, the second game. Oh yeah, I want to see what he can do. If he shows me enough, I want to see him play with Kyle Trask and the third string quarterback. I want to see what he can do against competition. McMillan, I feel like needs more reps, in my opinion. I want to see what these guys can do. Not only that, I want to see Sean Tucker run the football. I want to see if I should really buy into that hype. And most importantly, I want to see this infusion of youth on this defense. I need to see what I have on this defense. One guy that, for me, that's really going to stand out, there's actually 2 guys on the defense, and me and Daniel Morales. I think it was Tuesday when we did a show. We talked about this. Could Zion McCullum end up being a top 10 corner? I think he has the potential to be. I think he showed great improvement. Now we have a better pass rush. And again, this is why I'm letting these guys play these drives, these younger guys, because guys like Zion McCullum, who has the experience, give him a good pass rush. Again, the reps, let these guys get familiar on how to do certain things. Guys like Zion McCullum will be a top 15, top 10 corner, but Tyke Smith too. Tyke Smith is a guy that I think is really going to blossom up. But again, they need the reps.
You definitely need the reps. You're still in my thunder here, guys. Let's go out to Josh Grizzard, the new offensive coordinator, and his thoughts about Ibuka. He says he's been great in a great way as expected. Still, even if there is that expectation with him coming in as a first-round pick, he's even exceeded that, where his communication skills are off the charts and his ability to pick up the scheme is different than for, say, J-Mac. Wow. You're coming back and it's similar verbiage and things of that nature. What he's been able to do as a rookie is unbelievable. And then once the ball is snapped, you guys have seen it. He's been getting open. You can tell how strong he is through the catch. His yak has been great. Of course, he's a really good blocker. He's such a cultural fit as well that it's been a good start for him. And again, going back to the Chris Godwin talk, I mean, you don't feel so bad. I get it. He's a rookie, but everything that's being talked about, even the offensive coordinator is saying it's different from J-Mac from last year. So, Leo, what do we make of these comments? Do we buy all this?
No, not a cent. Don't buy anything.
Okay.
Again, remember, it's coach speak.
Leo's not selling, or Leo is not buying it. He's selling. He ain't buying. He's
not buying no stocks.
I'm selling it. I'm just not buying it right now because if they go 3 wide right now, it's Evans, McMillan, and Ibuka. Okay, there's your 3 wideouts right now.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem you got is verbiage. And I really wish somebody would ask Coach, have you changed anything, or is it the same verbiage from last year?
Right.
Because if they've changed, you're talking about a different language. You're going from Portuguese to, Farsi. And that's not good.
Yeah.
I really encourage people, watch the quarterback. Watch the second episode. Just watch the first 5 minutes where they're repeating plays.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Alcatraz wags. What the heck? And, then they're going XYZ. Well, we know what XYZ is.
Right.
But the fact that it's like, I can remember asking Brad Johnson. This was amazing. I said, Brad, call me a very simple play.
Yeah.
20 syllables later, I said, what's that? He said, I'll start up the middle. I said, why did you just call it all shot up the middle? Why do you have to, well, you got to call it protection. You got to call lines. I mean, it's just like, okay, this is really, really crazy. And
well, listen, I always go back to the Chris Sims film, right? And this is John Gruden's offense.
God, yes.
He's trying to decipher it, and poor Chris Sims can't get it, and John Gruden's about to lose his mind. And I was thought, I wanted to ask John Gruden, is this the reason? Do you think you should simplify your offense at the end? And maybe this is a reason why young quarterbacks don't develop, because it is not simplified and it is so difficult to get, and why, Brad Johnson. Yeah,
maybe they should stop playing video games and start learning their playbook and verbiage a little bit more.
Well,
got a shade
there was such a great comment in there when the Falcons played the Bucs on the short week.
Yeah.
John Gruden made the comment about Todd Bowles. He'd rather go in and have a root canal than play Todd Bowles on a short week. Because you're going to end up getting every blitz package you can imagine.
Wow.
And it was funny because they had Kirk Cousins on. He said, I really like the short weeks because we're not putting in a lot of new stuff. We got to go with what we had.
Yeah.
Because think about this. When you travel, if you're playing Sunday, okay, and you got to play Thursday, Monday's going to be an install day. Tuesday's your day off. They don't change that. Wednesday's a walkthrough and a travel day.
Mm.
I mean, I still can't believe that the NFL will not make the week before a bye week and then come back on a Thursday. I mean, This is just nuts why they just don't do that, because it's really bad. You get bad football. You're just not getting good football on Thursday night because of the short week. If you gave them the week off, they'd have 9 days to prepare, and then they'd have 9 days to get ready for next week.
It's a good point. It's a good point. And speaking of bad baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays have officially blown the 1-0 lead.
That's good enough to suck right there.
So it certainly, again, looks like they're going to be sellers at the deadline, as they will fall one game under 500 once they lose to the New York Yankees. So hooray for the Rays. Once again, the bullpen, the usual suspects, if you will, the guy that got traded from the Baltimore Orioles, Brian Baker, has blown it. Say that 3 times here on
you know what, Peter? Though I got the game on in the background. 3 broken bat hits. I mean, it's not like somebody. Yeah, they got the home run to tie the game, but then after that, it was 3 seeing eye singles that got the second run in. I mean, come on.
It's not in the cards for the Rays this year, it looks like. All right. You talked about Sean Tucker here, Louie. This is what Todd Bowles had to say. He's done exactly what he did last year when we put him in the ball game. He makes plays. He's a very good runner. He finds holes, has a lower center of gravity. He can break tackles. He's exactly what you want. And listen, I think a lot of people talk about Bucky, as they should, because he, over 1,000 yards last year as a rookie, which is tremendous, and made some unbelievable plays that you can go back to. Rachaad White can pass protect, catch out of the backfield, but Sean Tucker, to me, is that unknown. He shows you flashes of brilliance. He just needs to improve on some things, right, Louie?
I call him the little mini Mike Allstott, because he's not afraid to lower his shoulder. He's not. I mean, if you go back and look at the way he runs, he gets low and he'll truck you. Like I said, just anybody who watches the Buccaneers knows that. Like when he won NFC Player of the Week, go back and watch the highlights of that game. Watch the full game again. Sure. He's not afraid to lower his shoulder. He's a grinder. I think if Rachaad White was to leave for greener pastures, if that's New England, if that's Jacksonville, or if that's the Raiders or wherever, I think the Buccaneers are going to be okay with Sean Tucker. I really do. That's just my opinion. I like Tucker a lot. But it's tough to replace Rachaad, though. Rachaad White is probably one of the best pass blocking running backs in the league. So
Agree, and I think he's going to be very important, especially with Tristan Wirfs possibly being out on that left side because, White can do such a great job when it comes to pass protecting and catching the ball, not only out of the backfield, but, of course, on third down. What do you do with Sean Tucker at this point? It's a good problem to have, but how do you get him some carries? How do you not just depend on Bucky Irving and run him out? How do you keep him fresh there with Tucker?
You got to rotate these guys, and you just got to take it week by week, in my opinion. So,
Peter, I hate to break in, but guess what? It's 3-2 Rays now.
Wow. Well, how about that? So, so just like that, the roller coaster ride continues here. What happened? Give me the latest here with the Rays and Yankees.
Walk, and they put in a stolen base, and then somebody just hit it out. I'm still waiting to see who it was.
Okay.
But, it was one of those 320-foot home runs in New York.
All right, I'm looking right now.
It was Lau.
Josh Lowe or Brandon Lau?
Yeah, Josh Lowe.
Josh Lowe. All right, there you go. Good stuff there. So Josh Lowe with the honors, about time, because he's done absolutely nothing lately. He's been the reason why this Rays offense has struggled. So there you go. We'll see if the Rays can hold on to this lead. What do you do with Tucker here, Leo?
You know what? It's a good problem to have because you've got three diverse running backs. Now, Rashawn White does all three. He can catch, he can block, he can run. Bucky Irving, he's not the best pass blocker because he didn't have to do it in college. Same thing with Turner. They just – and again, man, I can remember Lattimore – I asked him one time, I said, what's pass blocking like? He says, it's a 5-second street fight. I said, yeah, that's pretty much it. So when you look at what the Bucs have, and I think this is going to make things nice for them. They can kind of split the carries up in the first half, probably into the midway through the third quarter. And then whoever that hot guy is, they're going to be able to get a fresh guy going into the fourth quarter. Figure out who's the guy that's having that really good day and then feed the beast.
I mean, you could do that, but I mean, I think you just got to go week by week and see who is the best matchup for the team you're going to run up against, because these three guys, like you just said, Leo, they both have, all three of them have such a unique style of running. And I haven't seen that in a while where all three running backs really just complement each other. Think about that real quickly, guys. You have Bucky Irvin, who's very dynamic, reminds me a lot of, work done in Cadillac Williams when Cadillac Williams wasn't hurt. Actually, I got to give him a little bit more respect than that. He was actually one of my favorites, but he got hurt a lot. But I mean, Bucky, he shows you the jukes, and he can turn a 5-yard play into a 55 to 60-yard play. And then you have Rashad, who can catch and run, who can just catch the ball on third down and go for 15 yards and keep a drive alive. And then you have Sean Tucker, who grinds out a defense. So I can't think of any other team who has this problem, these three running backs. I think you go week by week, see who the fresh legs are. And it's tough because there's only one football for these guys. But you know what? As fans, I think this is a good problem for the Tampa Bay Bucs. But that's my take. Anybody good remember problem. Who? I know we're gonna get off topic here real quickly, but I did also talk about on the last show. I made a bold statement. I think I'm gonna put $100 on Emeka Egbuka taking Rookie of the Year. Are you guys on board with that? I mean, who's this competition really? You got Cam Ward, right? Couple other wide receivers, couple other offensive players. Anybody that kind of rings a bell that's like, wow, yeah, that's
competition. As soon as Chris Godwin gets healthy,
I mean,
that's gonna cut down.
I mean, but from the information that I got from Emeka Egbuka is like somebody that's out there in the camp told me, hey, he's the real deal. He caught 10 passes for I think 80 yards in a simulation they were doing. Like, that's insane. And then, I think this kid's gonna be something special. I again, you don't have to rush Godwin, and again, we like the running backs. You just kind of you got to give the hot hand. If Emeka Egbuka, let's just say by the time Godwin comes back, let's just say it's mid-October, right? And Emeka Egbuka has 400, 500 yards receiving. You're gonna stop that momentum. You know what I'm saying? Like that's again. You have the Bucs are have a big another problem there.
Louie, that's a great point, and I think I saw this stat, and I hope I got it right.
Mm-hmm.
That of Baker Mayfield's 69 touchdown passes, 51 of them were when they were 3 wide.
Mm.
That tells you they're going to go 3 wide a lot.
Yeah.
That I think will help if Godwin's out for 4 games, which I think it's going to be longer, but 4 games. Now again, you're looking at Evans, McMillan, and Egbuka, and that's a good thing because now, and Peter, you and I talked about this. Louie, you and I talked about this the other day.
Yeah,
I'd rather have this problem of injury in September, not in December.
Right.
Well, it's true, and you got Kate Otten. There's a possible lingering hamstring injury. Of course, we know that those can be bad, and hopefully he's able to recover from that because you need him in that tight end room. Although Devin Culp has been impressive, was impressive last year when he stepped in. Payne Durham can do it, but still,
I've been hearing a lot of good things about Culp in training camp. That he's really starting to come on, and he's got a good physique to him. He is what we wanted Austin Seferian-Jenkins to be.
Boom. That's it. That is a great point right there. And he was never that. All right. Last point, guys. We'll get you out of here. Appreciate the time to the legend. And for the 2 L's here, Louie from the Frozen Pyro podcast. And of course, Leo Haggerty, which I hope he will join me on Friday for that training camp because my uncle, it was just his birthday. Again, happy birthday to him, but he's not able to make it. So I got an extra ticket. We're going out there, not on the sports webs dime, of course, but we're going out there just to kind of be fans and see what's going on. First time at camp, so hopefully Leo joins me. But Shannon Sharpe, $50 million to settle, and then goodbye to you, sweet prince. You are done with ESPN. Your thoughts, Leo Haggerty? Wasn't worth it, was it?
Never is. You know, that's the biggest problem. And you start, Peter, not to jump off subject, but how about the guy at Coldplay is suing Coldplay? That's bizarre.
Yes.
You know,
the CEO that got
called, Leo.
With
that's called that. You know what that's called? That's called victimization, where I'm going to point the finger at you for a problem that I caused. That's what that is. He's pretending to be the victim in a problem that he caused. So
you know what? If you're someplace where the kiss cam's coming, you better assume that it's coming to you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Don't cheat on your wife. How about that?
Yeah.
Have some accountability.
It's a novel thought.
Well, I mean, just don't. I mean, especially if you're a CEO, because by the way, you're given half. Louie, what did you think about Shannon Sharpe once again?
So was he guilty? Did he rape that girl or whatever?
Well, he settled out $50 million with the settlement there.
I would. If I didn't do it, I wouldn't settle. Absolutely not. I would have.
Right.
That to me, I don't know. Maybe he just kind of wanted to settle it, but still, I mean, I wouldn't have settled that. That's one thing. You want to find out if somebody's guilty? It's very simple. People don't apologize for things that they don't do. Simple as that. And you don't settle for things that you don't. I can understand. You don't want to go through court. You don't want it. But if you didn't do it, why not fight for it's your name? And now you're gonna have that hanging over your head the whole time. Now that's gonna follow you.
Now.
I have a few things too to say about the Hulk Hogan situation too.
I know you do. I know you. I don't know if we asked you, Leo, about Hogan. But once again, to update the score as my brain is about ready to explode. The Rays take a 3-2 lead and once again blow it. Now it's 3-3 Yankees. I don't know who wants to win this game, if anyone. Let's just call it a draw at this point. But let's talk about Hogan, Leo. You're a big-time wrestling fan. What are your greatest memories of him? What are your thoughts of his passing?
Thunder Lips.
Very good. Thunderlips Rocky 3. That was his start right there. Beating Sylvester Stallone. All right, good stuff, Leo. Very succinct, if you will, Leo word. Louie, your thoughts on Hulk Hogan?
I thought it was very iconic when he spray painted the World Heavyweight Championship with the NWO. I thought that was the utmost form of disrespect. So that's probably, I mean, I know a lot of people, the cliche thing is when he turned heel, or when he did this, when they formed the NWO. That's everybody's favorite moment with Hulk Hogan. For me, it was when they spray painted the World Heavyweight Championship, because, I mean, that's the biggest prize in all of professional wrestling, right? And to deface that, you knew stuff got real. I'm a little like frazzled about how people took the death of Hulk Hogan. I think I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I think there's a lot of hypocrites out there, because a lot of people hated this guy. A lot of people said a lot of negative things about him. The fans absolutely booed him out of the building when he made an appearance. And then now all of a sudden, when he passed away, it's like, oh, my hero, this and that. Well, why didn't you cheer for him? When, you didn't like his political stuff. Oh, you don't like this. You know, who cares what somebody's political stuff is? Who cares? And then the whole thing with him being racist. I don't think he's racist. Listen, anybody who sits there and says, hey, I don't say those things. I never said this. I never said that. You're full of it. All right. I never thought the guy was a racist. And people make mistakes in life. And I always say to people, if you're going to judge somebody, make sure you're damn perfect. Make sure before you judge somebody for whatever it is that they did, make sure you're perfect in that category. And I felt terrible when he passed away. I got the news right away. I was scrolling with something and right away it popped up. I think it was like 10 something in the morning.
Yep.
I'm like, no effing way.
10:17 in the morning. Roger Shue, who I work with at Policy Scout, alerts me. And then all of a sudden I get called in by the boss. I'm like, oh boy, did I get caught on a call doing something I shouldn't have done? And of course, my boss, being a big time wrestling fan, as Hogan has the match WrestleMania 18 with The Rock on, and we're all sitting there just enjoying it and just, trying not to cry, trying not to be sad about it, because that's the guy you grew up with when you were in the wrestling business. That's the guy you grew up with in the 80s. That's the guy you saw, drop the big leg drop on Macho Man and go to the NWO. Yep. I mean, his loss to the wrestling business it was monumental, and the reason why you have Netflix and SmackDown and the expansion, if you will, of wrestling is because of Hogan and how he was able to transcend the business. With that being said, guys, we'll wrap it up there. Final thoughts, Mr. Leo Haggerty.
Well, we got USF tomorrow. See how that's going. It's going to be their first day in pads, I think. I don't know if they got to go 2 days or 3 days.
Right.
I think tomorrow may be the first day in pads out there. It's going to be interesting to see how the Bulls do, because they got a healthy quarterback in Byron Brown.
Yeah.
The Bucs, again, you're starting to worry about a little bit, because you're starting to see guys start to go down. And that's just scary this early. And, you knock on wood, hope everybody gets through healthy, because some of them aren't. And it just can't be that. There's some guys you just don't want to see get hurt, because, Tristan Wirtz, next man up. Well, guess what? That next man up isn't Tristan Wirtz or his ability.
No.
So,
agree.
You want to see them get through that. I want to get out, Louie and Peter, when Tennessee shows up, because they get a little of those multi-team practices, and then week from Saturday, first preseason game.
Yes, sir. We will be ready for it. Curtis, stand by. We'll give you a call back in just a moment here. But, Leo, appreciate the time as always, my friend. All right?
Talk to you tomorrow, Peter. Take care, Louie.
All right.
Take
See
care,
you later.
Leo.
Right there. Let me go out to Louie. Go ahead and give me some final thoughts here on the Evolution.
Yeah, man. A little devastated about Hogan. A lot of people booed him, and then everybody's just, Hogan. That's a prime example of be careful what you say about people. Be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it, and you never know when you're going to see that person. Hey, man, sorry I couldn't make it earlier. It was just the Cadillac, the Escalade, man. It killed me today. Water pump was that was I got a little upset doing it. I was trying to find the drain plug for the radiator, couldn't get to it, and I said F it. Went to the other side, unplugged the lower hose for the radiator. It dumped all the antifreeze right in the driveway, hosed it all down to the street. Didn't care, just wanted to get it done. But we no show tomorrow for the Frozen Pirate podcast. Friday is going to be a late night edition of the Frozen Pirate podcast.
Nice.
Not much going on. So I decided I never did my top 50 yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my top 50 50-man roster of all time. I'm going to put together a team of who I think are the greatest Buccaneers to play on that team. I'm going to do my wide reviews. And that's going to be a free jersey giveaway. So Friday, I'll have more details. Tomorrow, I will post. We're doing the free jersey giveaway. Should be exciting. And then maybe when the season starts, we're going to be doing State of the South. We have a Falcons fan, a Saints fan, and a Panthers fan, and myself. We're going to be doing State of the South. So that should be interesting. But that's all I got.
All right, man. Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast right there.
What do you hear? What do you say?
All right, brother. We'll see
Thank you.
soon. All right, there he goes. He's out of here right there. We'll get him out of there. We'll go out to the comments here. Again, update the score if you still care. If you're a Rays fan, 3-3. Rays blow the lead there, had 3-2 lead. Of course, had a 1-0 lead. The Yankees take a 2-1 lead, and then the Rays come right on back in the ninth, take 3-2, and of course they blow it like always. So we shall see what the Rays are going to do here. They need to win tonight and win tomorrow. I didn't realize they had a 4-game set, so they do have a game tomorrow. So not all is lost at this point, but if they lose tonight, you could certainly consider that they're most likely sellers instead of buyers, as much as I hate to say. All right, I don't care who they put on the field tomorrow. Football's back, baby. Fire those cannons. Love it, David. Appreciate you. Prayers to the people on the West Coast, possibly tsunami warning. Yes, absolutely. Earthquake over an 8 point. I think it was 8.5 or something like that over the off the coast of Russia. 12:30 last night. AEW was on. Hurry up. Enjoy that, my friend. Ben Cornett from Las Vegas. Most important thing for Watson is to get healthy just for himself and his future, not just from a football standpoint, but just overall health. And I know somebody called in, so we'll continue to read these comments. I want to get out to him. So we'll get out to him in just a moment, but you're exactly right. Overall health. Christopher Cole, ask and you shall receive. I believe this is Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, welcome to the Evolution, my friend.
Hey, good day, gentlemen.
Yes, good day. It's just me right now. No, we don't have Leo. We don't have Louie. We don't have JCA. We don't have Harry tonight. No Ray Kennedy. It's just little old me. So me and you will talk, Mr. Williams.
All right. And I really like what's going on in my camp, man.
Yes.
You know, I really do see bigger and great things coming ahead of us this season. Rookie draft pick. Well, I hope you get a chance to see him on that defensive line.
And who would that be? You would talk about Desmond Watson?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen, my friend, unless he loses enough weight. The Bucs are looking at it from the standpoint of not only health, but also it's just not a healthy situation. And again, when they drafted him, they envisioned him losing a certain amount of weight. I heard this through other channels at the end of the day, and he has not done that. So they're not going to play him until he's ready to play. They're not going to put him out there. There's other players in front of him, but of course, it's a great story.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I understand where they're coming from because we don't want that to happen to the young fella because he's a very bright young man, and it seems like he's going to have a good future ahead of him. But we get him down to losing like 100 and some change, man.
Yeah.
And if it all goes well at the in the regular part at the end of the season, that's gonna be our big surprise because we're gonna get him down, and I like how they just got him on the sideline right now, and I like that, and I take my hat off to Antoine Winfield Jr. also because he's grooming the other safety I got right there, and Lil Dion.
Mm-hmm.
So we already know if the ball gets thrown his way, he is gonna be stunting like his daddy. So,
well, we'll see. We'll see if he's going to stunt like his daddy there. I like that reference, Lil Wayne and Baby right there. I like that. Stunt like my daddy.
Yeah, right.
I like
because,
that. It's good.
Because just know I said it. We are going to see the Dion shuffle going to go back the other way this season. Mark my word.
All right. Good stuff, Mr. Williams. How you doing? How you doing health-wise? You good?
Yeah, man. I appreciate all you guys' prayers. But
we love you, brother. You got to get stronger. I'll be out at camp on Friday morning. So you're going to be out there to meet me. I don't know if Harry's going to be there, but I'll be out there.
Yeah, you're going to have the show out there?
No. I'm just going out there to hang out with the fam, maybe Leo Haggerty, and just watch, not work, but watch a little bit. No show. Maybe sometime we'll do some tailgates during the season. Of course, what the Bucs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, right. Because I want to come on the side, But like I say, if it don't rain and if we have good weather up here, sure, I'll come out.
All right, Mr. Williams, get healthy, my friend. Right, maybe we'll see you on Friday morning. As always, we appreciate the call here on the Evolution. All right.
All right. Yes, sir, man. You all have a good night, brother.
All right, man. Go Bucs. Love it, brother. Love it. Continue to get stronger, my friend. That's what it's all about. Let's see. Lamar says, yeah, they're going to keep them in the building. They're going to have them train, work out, get his weight down. He's got great nutrition list out there to help him be successful, get to the target weight. They're looking for him. Like you said, Peter, they're putting him on the practice squad. I think that's a good start for him. Christopher Cole, good point. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Godwin could start on the 53-man roster, just play minimum reps until he's 100. We'll see. I think they'll take their time with him because you don't want to have another injury. And, of course, you have the depth. But, of course, Chris Godwin means a lot to that offense, especially on third down and in the slot. I don't want Desmond Watson to end up like ex-Viking Corey Stringer. Good points, right, says Lamar. Lamar again. Mike Evans most definitely a 99. Trolley Johnson, Jaden Smith, 6643 could be a problem. Absolutely could be a problem. Who the hell decided that Lane Johnson was a 99? Smack that person. Tristan's a 99 all day long. Absolutely. Let the truth set you free. Let's go out to Lamar here. The Eagles just lost some of their players in free agency, so I'm not sure how well they're going to be doing. Mike D. Roche. I have a question, Peter. Bucs playing Tampa. Is the official name of the city Tampa Bay or just Tampa? Tampa, but of course we call all the teams here and the surrounding Bay areas Tampa Bay, but it is Tampa. That's where I live. What's up, JC? Bucs for life. Absolutely killed it. JC at the bar getting tipsy. Bucs Nation. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Killing it in regular season form. We love JC Allen at Sports Illustrated doing great things there. The Pirate Parlay podcast. Check that out. Thoughts on Sharon Sharp, wrongful termination from ESPN. Listen, again, he put his target out there. The target is out there. He settled. They had the right. It's a PR move at the end of the day. It's a black eye for ESPN. They're a part of Disney and ABC. They don't want it. They didn't want him anymore. It's not wrongful termination. They have just cause probably. And they probably also have something in his contract too. Morality or something along those lines. It has to be. Can you post the links, JC Allen? We will get those links up for you. Aloha, Leo, and Louie Lateo. So true. Leo, after listening to Todd Bowles, got to be in pads so they can go 100. Christopher Cole, Morrison is a dog. Definitely one of the players I'm looking forward to seeing. Rays up on the Evil Empire, 1-0 in the 8th. How long ago was that? Let's update the score here. Did the Rays score? They did not. Rumor is that there was bases loaded. So I don't know what's going on. You guys have to keep me up to date. I don't have a TV in front of me. I'm just going off of you guys here. Watson will be put on the IRNFI list with an opportunity to come back after week 6. Certainly possible. Lamar says, I'm in agreement with Louie and Leo. Everybody's so excited about the play and practice and hype, pumped up for the fact of the matter is that they got all padded up so they can go 200%. I mean, think about it. All the newcomers, they're all looking good. All the old timers are staying fresh, and that's pretty much all flag football in a sense. So with the pads on, it's going to be a different story, right? Because wide receivers can get hit, running backs can get hit, defensive backs could, I don't know what that finish. I guess it gets smoked. The starting offense and defense should only have a series or two in the second game. Mike D. Roche. No one comes close to comparing A-Train to the greatest Buccaneer ever. Yeah, that's tough for me. I can't do it. I understand where he's coming from with Sean Sean Tucker. Geez, forgot his name there for a minute. Know what's going on. Yeah, it's tough comparison. That's tough. I mean, Bucky Irving, again, the media icon, TJ Reeves said it best, 25 years, reincarnated version of work done. That was pretty good comparison by TJ Reeves. That's why we call him the media icon. We have him on the show. He works for the Buccaneer Radio Network. Just saying. Could be worse. They could be the Cubs being the division lead the whole first half and now be one game behind the Brewers. At least you're in it. One game out. To me, I would play the starters 2 series in the first game, quarter and a half in the second game, and a half and 2 series in the third game. That way, week 1 isn't preseason game 1 all over again. We can't be scared of players getting injured. Good comment.
Yes! Yes!
David, well thought out. Analytical right there. Like that. Yankees are just bad without Judge. They are. And yet, they still came back. And we'll keep you up to date on this. Let's see. Looks like the Rays have not scored yet. Or did they score in the 10th? I don't know what's going on. All right. Do you all think Chris will be the same after this bad injury? I'm not feeling too confident. I'm praying he will come back as the old Chris. I don't know. To doubt Chris, I mean, the first year coming off that injury, would he still have 100 catches? Didn't have necessarily that explosive nature. The second year it comes back, he looks like could be the MVP of the league, right? Looks like a top receiver, Pro Bowler, and then of course he gets hurt. So who knows at this point? But to doubt Chris Godwin, I'm not that one. I'm not going to ever doubt Chris Godwin. The kid's got heart. He wants to play. He's professional, but it was a horrific injury. So we'll see how that all works out. What happened since 2015? Our team has been plagued with hamstring problems. What changed? I don't necessarily think it's the team. I think it's around the NFL. Right, David? I mean, you look at it, the missed reps. You don't have the players having all those reps like usual. All those rules have changed. That's the reason why you have all these injuries in the first place. You have less preseason games, less reps. You're not hitting as much. I get it. You're trying to protect injury, maybe, load your body, but this is the direct impact of that. Hamstring injuries, soft tissue injuries. Lamar, Shannon Sharp screwed himself royally. Absolutely. I always go back to Vince McMahon, right? Not a guy that you should associate Shannon Sharp with, but kind of in the same breath right now. When he goes, Brett screwed Brett. Yeah, Shannon screwed Shannon with that. Breaking news, the top repairs will cost the city a lot more than estimated. The top repairs. Wow. Okay, so we got some breaking news there. Well, I wonder how much it will cost the city of St. Pete. We're looking forward to having JP Peterson on. We'll see if we can still get him on. Man, Louie, I was just talking to somebody else about what you're talking about with Hulk Hogan. Let's go out to Derpy Entertainment. I'm just here to say there's onions being cut because I'm crying. We have football tomorrow. Absolutely. That is always a great thing at the end of the day. The Braves scored 4-3. Rays bottom of the 10th. All right. Sun Devil Dave says Rays up 4-3 in the 10th. And Tim says the Rays scored. So there you go. Everybody giving me the update at the same time. Hallelujah. The Rays scored. Now, can the bullpen close it down? Do you have to have the bullpen close it down? Can we just wrap this up? at this point? Do they have to go out there and pitch? Can the Yankees just call it? Can we just call the game? That's how bad this bullpen has been. All right. Dave, you can call back in. Curtis, I'm going to get out to him really quick. I know he has something to say. I know he wants something to say, has something on his mind. We will talk a little wrestling if you want to.
Hello?
Yes, Curtis. Welcome to the Evolution, my friend.
What's up, brother?
Man, it's been a busy night. We've been talking about.
I can tell.
Yeah, it's been busy. We didn't have a lot of guests on, but we had Louie, we had Leo on, we had the great TC Allen giving us some analysis. I'm going out there on Friday as a fan to watch with the fam to see how the boys are looking, and of course my Bucs flag has fallen down on air. So there you go.
I have a question for you, Pete.
Go for it.
Well, I got a question for you guys. I know everybody's all super hyped.
Yes.
For our wide receiver room and our offense. But my concern is what does this secondary want to look like?
Secondary to me is going to be the most impressive facet. I'm excited the most about this, and I'll tell you why. First, you look at the injury situation with depending on Funderburk and Josh Hayes. He's a rookie. I said it last year. I'd rather watch Isaac Hayes instead of Josh Hayes. That's the situation you're in. So now you don't have to necessarily depend on those players. Knock on wood. Hopefully there's no injuries because you have the depth there. You have Bryce Hall. Yeah. You have Kendall Vildor there. Kinder Vildor, excuse me, there now. And, of course, you got Benjamin Morrison pushing possibly a Jamel Dean when he gets hurt. You have Jacob Parrish. So I'm excited about it. And then on top of that, you have Tyke Smith coming in as one of the starting safeties and Antoine Winfield coming off an injury. And he said it best on the Sports Web just a couple months ago. The most important facet of his game is to stay healthy. If he could stay healthy, it's like Dexter Jackson said, former Bucs MVP, Super Bowl MVP. He's the best safety in the league 2 years removed from that. So,
yep. I just here's the thing.
Yes.
I think our pass rush is going to be improved, obviously.
Right.
And obviously, I'm terrified how good this offense really could be.
Right.
I mean, I could see a passing down. I could see a Mecca. I could see Mike Evans. I could see Jalen McMillan till Chris Godwin gets healthy.
Sure.
And then I could see Cade Otton and then put Rashard White in the backfield.
Yes.
I mean, that is terrifying to any defense.
It should be terrifying. And that's what without Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin doesn't come back. You still have a Mecca who's been impressive. Even the offensive coordinator, Grizzard, has talked about him, saying that he's not like J-Mac from last year. And J-Mac was impressive in training camp, catching everything, making plays. So,
well, he just needed an adjustment period.
That's it.
That's really what it was.
Well, J-Mac even said that last year, but Emeka Ibuka coming in and not playing like a rookie. And again, it's just training camp. You don't know.
But here's the thing. You've listened to this guy talk. He doesn't sound like a rookie.
That's exactly. Somebody in the background there. You're in the back. What are they saying?
No, they're just we're still working. I'm working.
I know. I hear you, man. Good for you.
But this guy doesn't sound like a rookie.
Right.
He doesn't act like a rookie. I mean, obviously you can tell how focused he really is, and he wants it. He wants it because even when he played at Ohio State, he wasn't he wasn't the number one receiver.
Nope.
He wasn't. So he's used to not being the number one, and I really think this guy is going to show us who he's truly going to be for the future this year, especially with Chris Godwin not beginning the season in the starting role.
Right.
So, I mean, for me, I would love to see him at slot, but I think he would be a monster on the outside as well.
Well, I mean, it'll be interesting. And as soon as we talk about the Rays and their bullpen, which, by the way, CSB brother Cole, Peter, lay off the bullpen. They've been okay. Well, lately anyway. Oh, Tom Brady said,
"That's good enough to suck right there."
Because the Rays score a run and the Yankees score a run. So we are in the bottom of the 10th right now. Yankees are tied up with the Rays.
All I'm gonna say is this team with now that I don't care what people say.
Are you looking at the broadcast right now? I have my forehead, which, by the way, Dad, I know you're looking down here from heaven. I didn't crinkle my head like a Klingon, but I'm putting my head down on the microphone right now because I just want to either pray to the baseball gods or take this mic and bang my head into the wall with how many leads this bullpen and this team. And listen, I'm not the Kevin Cash apologist. I think he's a great manager, but I think the decisions lately, whether it's talent or not, have been very, very questionable and have cost his team this year. It's so disappointing. End of the 10th, 4-4. Nobody wants to win this game at this point. So who knows? We'll up to date. But again, Yankees tied up after the Rays go ahead.
You could always come to the dark side, Peter.
Well, I heard the Red Sox are actually interested in none other than Yandy Diaz. What would you think of Diaz going to the Red Sox?
I mean, this is what's crazy about the Red Sox. Everybody thought after they got rid of Devers, they were just going to fold under pressure.
Right.
This team has stood up and is playing. And I mean, the AL East is a crazy division. It is possibly the craziest division in baseball.
It always is. It always is, my friend. It really is.
I mean, it's worse than the NFC East where, they haven't had a repeat winner in 20 years?
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
I mean, here's the thing. We're going into August and then, going into September. Baseball season is going to get very, very interesting. And it always does in August and September.
Yeah.
Before we try to get to October.
Correct.
So, I mean, and then these guys in the AL East, they beat up on each other all year.
Mm-hmm.
All year. And then you get to the end, and then the person that's usually in the lead, if they don't fumble the division, they end up running away with it.
Right.
So, I mean, I am very interested to see what's going to happen, but I think it's going to be a hell of a finish in the AL East. And I can't wait to see it because, for me, we got football in September.
I know.
And we're trying to watch football, but we're also trying to keep up with what's going on in the baseball because this is when baseball's going to become so interesting. Like, every nail biter is just like, oh God, just like tonight. Like games like tonight, you'll be like, oh God, come on, just give me this one. Just give me this one. So, I've been there.
Yeah.
And then I have one more thing I got to say before Turnbuckle Talk.
Yes, brother. We go ahead and go into the Turnbuckle Talk because I'm not going to stay on until 11 here. Yes.
Hulk Hogan is, I don't care what anybody says, this guy's going to always be an icon.
Correct.
It does not matter if he, I guess my word for the night is fumbled and made a mistake. I mean, nobody's freaking perfect.
You don't hold that against him, right? He's still the guy that you watched in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, right?
Dude, let me tell you something. Any kid, I'm 39. I'll be 40 in February.
So yeah, I'm 46.
Any kid that watched wrestling and Hulk Hogan, they tried to rip their shirt off like Hulk Hogan used to back in the day. Everybody did. Everybody tried to tear their shirt down the middle and be like Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody, my grandmother, I God rest her soul. She used to do the Hulk Hogan where he was listening to the crowd, and I'm like, come on, man, you gotta love this guy because he was sports. I love Ric Flair. I love Stone Cold. But Hulk Hogan was the Rock before the Rock. When Hogan came to the ring, the electricity was the same as when The Rock came to the ring.
How about the WrestleMania 18 moment, right? And Hogan's how old at that point? What is he? 60 years old?
He's 60. He's 60.
And it's a dream match between at the time everybody said the Babe Ruth of wrestling versus Barry Bonds or whatever you The Rock.
I called it Babe Ruth versus Ted Williams. That's what I called it.
That's it. I mean, and that's what you get. You get a guy, a modern day legend, and he's getting cheered by Toronto, and they have to change the match because he is basically the face at that point, even though he's supposed to be the heel. And the fans tell you they still love Hogan. They still love him and what he represents and what he brought to the business. So it's always a special moment.
I mean, here's the thing. I remember watching Rocky 3 and him as Thunder Lips, man. That was one of my favorite characters of his.
Yes.
Like he went nuts in that ring against Stallone.
He has the three women, remember? Yeah, he has the three women. And of course, Paulie is the star of the show. I mean, that guy is such an underrated character.
Oh my God. Him and Mick were my favorite.
Love it.
Mick was when Mick cried, when Mick died, I cried.
Here's Mick. Exactly. That's what we think about Ray Kennedy and Roger Shue, the tribal troll, right there. We always say it. Exactly, Mickey.
I will tell you what. SummerSlam is going to be very interesting.
It will be. What are you looking forward to? 2 nights, by the way.
Honestly, one of the biggest matches I think to me is going to be the triple threat match with Naomi and Jesus Christ, I'll never get her name right. Not Rhea Ripley. What's the other girl's name?
It is Rhea Ripley, one of them, right?
And then the Japanese girl.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. I can't.
Yeah,
Io Sky. Yes,
that is going to be a very interesting match. I think the CM Punk Gunther match is going to be a hell of a match.
Yep.
I mean, I've already predicted Roman Reigns and Jay are not going to lose to Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I mean, the match and this is crazy that I'm going to say this, but the match that I'm most interested in is Solo and Jacob Fatu.
Why is that?
They're in a steel cage.
That's true. Is that Hell in a Cell? It's Hell in a Cell, right?
No, I think it's just a straight steel cage.
Straight steel cage. Okay, steel cage match. Okay.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, I'm not interested in the John Cena Cody Rhodes street fight. Because we know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to come out and help Cena to retain the title.
I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired of his title reign. It's so flat, bro.
So flat. It is.
And by the way, good job. I understand what WWE at the time was trying to do with Travis Scott, but he's had a falling out with them. Absolutely ruined WrestleMania. I mean, just his moment coming out. He shouldn't even been a part of WrestleMania after what he did to Cody Rhodes with the eardrum situation. I wish Cody could give him a receipt like no other, but he's no longer a part of it. And
the only other thing I'm interested in is watching Jelly Roll slam Logan Paul.
It's pretty impressive. And, Mom, she's a big Jelly Roll fan. So she's like, sending me videos of Jelly Roll. And I'm like, wow, you're watching wrestling now. Okay. And she's like, I love Jelly Roll. I'm like, he's been
Jelly
impressive.
Roll,
He's good.
And people don't realize.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll's not a little guy.
No, he ain't no little guy at all, man. He's not a little
guy.
But Drew McIntyre not being a part of it definitely hurts because they've got him. He's gotten some situation there where he doesn't have a passport. He can't get back into the United States. So they may go to the Miz.
I would rather for them go to Sheamus.
Well, I think they're going to go to the Miz. The Miz is going to be the guy. He's worked with celebrities before. He's worked with Logan Paul before, so it makes lots of sense.
You know what? Let's talk about the Miz just for a second.
Sure.
The Miz is a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer. Is he overrated or underrated in your opinion?
I think he's right where he needs to be.
I think we're going to appreciate him more. It's almost like a Chris Jericho situation. Like you looked at Chris Jericho and you didn't appreciate him. And now as time goes on, you appreciate him more and more. I think I do the same thing with Miz.
Absolutely. Because with Jericho, you either loved him or you hated him.
Right. Exactly. And Miz is a good worker. And he's worked from, being a reality TV star on MTV to being the guy at some point. Remember when he won against John Cena? So,
yep. I mean, here's the thing. We love where wrestling is now.
Yes.
You know, we thought wrestling would never return from whatever it had become.
Right.
But after Roman Reigns lost the title, it was just like they opened up the doors.
Yes.
And they took it and they ran with it.
Yes.
By the way, if you get an opportunity, watch the Undertaker's podcast, 6 Feet Under.
Okay.
Him and Shawn Michaels were on there together.
Oh wow. What a podcast that is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah, if you get the opportunity, check it out, man. You got these two guys who had arguably the most legendary match in wrestling history. 2 of them. And they're just sitting there and they're shooting shit. I mean, it's great. It really is.
All right.
So, hey, man, I'm getting out of work, man. I love you, brother.
Love you too, brother.
Everybody out there, be safe.
Yes.
Go Bucs. And let's get ready for this preseason,
Get ready for this preseason and get ready for the regular season. Of course, what the Buck today announced, I'm going to be involved with their of course, live broadcast at the tailgate. So definitely come out, man. We got to meet. You got to take a ride in the Tesla sometime. I mean, you've been supporting the show.
Speaking of that.
Yes.
What are you doing Fridays?
Fridays, usually I'm working, but what's going on, man? What do you got cooking?
My son is playing his senior season for Mitchell High School.
Okay.
It's off a little in 54.
Bro, I'm there. I know where it's at. You invite me out to one of those games and I'm there to watch. I promise.
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
All right, man.
So anyway, man, you guys have a great night.
All right, Kurt. Appreciate you. Yep. Curtis right there from Newport Richie. Let me go out to Sun Devil Dave. Open phone lines as always as we're doing Turnbuckle Talk, Bucks Talk here, Rays Talk, updating the game right now. It looks like the Rays didn't score. Let's go out to Sun Devil Dave. All right, what do we say to start the show, my friend? What do we say?
Thank you for wasting my time. Goodbye forever.
There you go. Exactly. That's
Great
what. Thank you very much. I was getting ready to use that rebuttal today on the phone, but I decided against it because I was doing well and I didn't want to get fired.
Awesome.
Yes, there you go.
So great. So
yes,
I think we mentioned a lot. I was going to ask for a big favor. I know that I do that little Sun Devil.
Yes,
Dave
big favor
as my little intro, but
What's
in memory of Hogan.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
I would like to see if I can use that, or if you want to use that as a little intro.
I think we could do. I think we could do some type of intro, or maybe we'll use that soundbite like we used the Macho Man.
I like that soundbite.
Oh yeah!
Exactly.
There you go.
Yes,
that's awesome.
It is
awesome. And then one other thing I wanted to add, with I know we've already talked ad nauseum about his legacy, what he did, his title run, his exposure. But another thing we have to think about is that if Vince McMahon Sr. hadn't passed away, I think it was in 83, 81? When did he pass away?
I think that's around that time. Yeah.
So let's say if Senior let's say he lived till 92, 93.
Well, he fired Hogan for going to
Rocky
Rocky
he fired
3.
Hogan.
He fired him.
So if McMahon Senior stays in charge, do you think Hulkamania would have made a run? Because he wouldn't have went into those other territories, right?
No, listen, I'm not going to be naive about this. Was it because of Vince McMahon Jr.? Absolutely, he's a revolutionary for the business. It's too bad.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Right. I think they're very similar to a certain degree. Besides the fact of, I think the complicated past. Like people talk about complicated past with Hogan, people talk about the complicated past of Vince McMahon, and if you don't have one or the other, but Hogan always had the talent. You have to have Vince McMahon Jr. So you're exactly right.
What I wanted to say was that if Senior passed away, I think or whatever it was, early 80s, Senior knew there was an unwritten rule, obviously, that you couldn't go in other territories. Junior said, "Look, we got something big here," and he says, "We're going to go ahead and expand. We're going to go into whatever Mid-South Wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling. We're going after AWA, NWA.
Sure.
So
what was that? Black Saturday or something like that? They did. They took over WCW at the time. Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday mornings. I mean, McMahon Jr. I mean, basically Hogan ran the ball, but McMahon Jr. was the quarterback. He was the man that ran it. Because if it wasn't for Vince McMahon Jr. to expand, there wouldn't be no Hulkamania, there wouldn't be no WWE expansion.
Correct.
Because if Senior was still in charge, I mean, it would have happened eventually, but probably, if he would have been in charge for 10 more years, he probably would have stayed in up in New York and I don't think Hulkamania would have ever blown up like it did because McMahon Jr. was so aggressive of, expanding the fan base and going into those territories that he basically pushed the boundaries. And with Hulk Hogan's charisma and the marketing, it just took off. So that's one thing I wanted to add. McMahon Jr. I know a lot of people, of course, despise what he did. I know some horrible things he's done, but he's the one who really basically catapulted, Hulkamania by going aggressive with, attacking, going into those other territories. So I just wanted to add that part.
Absolutely. It's a great part. And, Alexa Bliss even talked about Hogan and she says he obviously paved the way for what we do. And because of the impact that he's had on WWE, we now are able to do these huge shows. We're having a 2-day SummerSlam. It's the first time ever we're having a 2-day SummerSlam.
Oops. Hold on one second. Sorry about that.
That's all right. When you talk about WWE, one of the first names people talk about is Hulk Hogan. And I had a moment, and this is Alexa Bliss with him at WrestleMania. When I was hosting, it came out and we did a surprise entrance and did the flex thing, and it was a lot of fun. He made such an impact on our business. It's undeniable. Right there, she gets it.
Yes.
So
absolutely. And he's done so much. So I just wanted to add that. Also,
and by the way, to update here, we got some bad news, Rays fans. They lose to the Yankees.
I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry, buddy.
That's all
right. It was
right.
a tough. I know I saw him come back. It was 4-3, and then didn't work out, huh? Well, one more thing I wanted to add. I want to segue into something different, and I want to talk about timeless Tony Storm.
I know you love her.
This slut you concrete butts is trying to sell the track.
Think of that.
She's something else, isn't she? Not?
Isn't she amazing? I just kind of stumbled upon her, and I'm like, her charisma, her storylines. She's out of control.
Yes,
she's it's like Attitude Era, like on crack. It's just totally crazy. I mean, it's just she's out of control, and I'm like mesmerized by her. So I might start watching AEW again, and I think she's basically their CM Punk now.
Yeah,
I mean. She's just amazing, and now I'm going to start watching AEW just to see her. And I just wanted your thoughts about her.
Well, I mean, listen, she's absolutely phenomenal. Her character is way over. Her wrestling skill is tremendous. She's come a long way. Of course, she gets let go by WWE, has something to prove, and goes to AEW and becomes a complete superstar. And her and Mercedes Moné was an entertaining match, and I think it was a great result for Tony to go over. She should have went over. Her character is over, and she's great for the women's division when it comes to AEW. And she is a shining light, if you will, of why you should watch AEW, I would say, because we haven't had a lot of great things to say about AEW on this show, but it's gotten better. It's definitely gotten better. I've been watching.
I might have to start watching that. And then another thing I want to add, I looked at this matchup, this SummerSlam Night 1.
Yeah.
Looking good. Gunther, CM Punk, Stratton, Cargill, McIntyre. Well, I don't know if McIntyre's
I think Cargill doesn't Cargill have to go over. Doesn't she have to go over on Tiffany? Hasn't her championship run been disappointing to you? I think you put the title on Jade, don't you?
It just seems like I don't think she's been utilized effectively. It just seems like I know she had that whole thing with the whole Bianca Belair and Naomi backstabbing, going after each other, and so on and so forth. I think Bianca's hurt. She busted her fingers up or her hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think she could be involved. But I'm hoping. I mean, I like Stratton, but we'll see what happens with that. As far as if it's going to be a clean win or if they're going to continue to keep Stratton. I'm really looking forward to. I think night 2. I want to see that huge TLC match with Styx, DIY, Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, Andrade, Ray Phoenix.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
That looks
what do you
like
think about that one?
I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's underrated. I love the tables, ladders, and chairs. I always think about the Hardys and Edge and Christian and the Dudleys there. They tore the house down, and I think they could do the same thing. It'll be an underrated match that nobody's looking forward to, but you should be looking forward to because there's a lot of talented teams in there, especially the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY. Yes. And I don't know what they're going to do with the Wyatt Six. We'll see.
I look at Wyatt Six, and I know that they're considered, not as charismatic or flashy as like, obviously Street Profits and then the other guys, Andrade, Ray, and Phoenix, but they just have that grit and determination, and they must be doing a lot of great things backstage because Triple H is, still pushing for them. And I was kind of shocked that they were going to get the belts. I know they've been gone for 6 months, and then he just came back about a month ago. But they may be doing a lot of great things, backstage, and then their dedication and hard work. So I really honestly, I like watching Uncle Howdy and the big man. I forgot his name now. What's his name? The huge guy.
I'm trying to think of what his name is.
He was with the Wyatt family.
Yeah,
but,
Edge Christian ladder matches are awesome. Both are Canadians.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and I think I'd like to see them getting involved more. So
sure.
Also, when you have a chance, I'm watching Unreal right now. It's great. I just watched the first episode.
Okay.
And
it's good.
Have a chance to. I mean, I think there are 5 episodes total. I'm probably going to binge watch it tonight, but I really enjoy it. They're into how they built up the Raw on Netflix.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm looking forward to seeing this, but I've also heard that a lot of people are saying that Triple H is giving away the business. And that's the part, like, I love going behind the curtain a little bit. Like, you get the same thing with Hard Knocks, but then you don't want to go behind the curtain too much because it kind of takes away from the mystique. Wrestling is kind of like that, if you will, right?
Right.
So you got to be careful with that. We talked about, the ruining of kayfabe and everything like that, but I'm definitely going to be interested to watch. I tell you what I was disappointed about, and you guys can comment on this because we're in Turnbuckle Talk. We're talking Bucs, but we're also talking Turnbuckle. Stand by here, Sun Devil.
Okay.
Hold on. Yes. Let's see here. All right. Frankie, stand by. We're going to finish off here with Sun Devil Dave, and we'll come out to you. All right. Stand by. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Yes. So here's my thing. I don't understand, like, how do you not have a 2 to 3 hour tribute to Hulk Hogan? Like, are you guys disappointed that you didn't have that?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at it, as far as when they did a little video montage. I mean, there could be some other, and I enjoyed the montage. You're talking about having like matches with, Hulk moves or just tribute matches to Hogan.
Yes.
Like they did with Owen Hart, of course, or with Rey Mysterio, or I'm not sorry, Rey Mysterio, but Eddie Guerrero or whoever else in the past.
Right.
I mean, I guess maybe they're looking at it as they felt that was going to be sufficient. Maybe he felt that the tribute and the 10-bell salute. I mean, they did 3 10-bell salutes. They did 3 video tributes for all 3 shows, which I think is unprecedented. I don't think any other wrestler got that before.
Right.
But
still
as far as a
think-
whole tribute, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
they're looking at, remember, you got SummerSlam coming up. I don't know if they could maybe take the time because they have all these storylines that build for SummerSlam too.
All right, we got some breaking news here.
Okay.
Stand by. Hold on a minute. I want you to finish your point here. And this is this has been reported. Thank you very much, Christopher Cole. According to Jeff Passan, the Cincinnati Reds are finalizing a trade to acquire right-hander Zach Littell from the Tampa Bay Rays. Sources tell ESPN deal was agreed to pending medical review. Littell 8-8. 3.72 ERA, a great story for the Rays, a reclamation project, if you will, going from the bullpen as a solid starter, probably one of their most solid starters. So they are not buyers, my friends. They are sellers. Zach Littell gone to the Cincinnati Reds, according to Jeff Passan. So more trades coming. Could it be Yandy Diaz? Could it be Brandon Lau? We will keep you abreast of that situation. Go ahead and finish up, my friend.
I would just, I'm thinking because of all the build up to SummerSlam, maybe they felt that they couldn't utilize any more time as far as doing a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour tribute. But they felt that the video montage was sufficient. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It was well done, good, tasteful, a lot of emotions. So I think they did an amazing job. I'm really looking forward to SummerSlam. Maybe we could, like I said, I talked on the Hogan speech. They're going to show it maybe on Saturday. We get together, you, Roger, me, get some other people if they want to go. I'd like to go down to that. I've only been there once. I was there last March. So, but we could, that'd be kind of great to watch it. I miss watching the pay-per-views in the bar. Remember, they used to have the blast areas?
Yes.
Before, it was great, man. I love going to the bar. The Hooters used to have it in different places, and when I was in Arizona. So,
yeah.
Anyways, looking forward to SummerSlam. Again, R.I.P. Hogan.
Yes. I think we should
hopefully it's
definitely all get together, me, you, and Roger, and go to Hogan's on Saturday if you're game, if you want to do that.
Yeah, for the SummerSlam. So
yeah.
Again, I appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Great
man.
show as always.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, go Bucs. Hey, we got the Hall of Fame game tomorrow night.
Yes.
Chargers and Lions, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait. We got football on TV finally.
Yeah, Trey Lance starting. So the greatness of Trey Lance, former, it was a second or third overall pick.
Trey Lance?
Yes, Trey Lance is starting for the Chargers. So there you go.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't even know he's still around. Okay.
Yes.
God bless him.
Yes.
All right. It's gonna be crazy. So
all right, my
I'm
friend.
looking forward to the season. But you take care. God bless you. I'll see you.
What did we say to end the call?
Thank you for wasting my time, and goodbye forever.
All right, there you go, my friend. Good stuff. Let me go out to Alex here, and we'll get out to Frankie. Just stand by. I know you want some wrestling talk, so stand by. Alex, we got the breaking news here. According to Jeff Passan, just about 3 minutes ago, the Tampa Bay Rays have traded. They're finalizing a trade they're trading Zach Littell, of course, to the Cincinnati Reds. Agreed to pending medical review. Littell 8-8, 372. This certainly seems like the Rays are not going to be buyers. They're going to be sellers after the loss tonight to the Yankees, right? Welcome to the Evolution.
Yep, I called it. If the Rays fall and lose the series to the Yankees, we will be sellers. And in fact, I called it in our little chat that we have that if they fall today, Zach Littell is going to pitch his last game as a Ray. And unfortunately, they did. And I wanted to talk to you about something. I watched the J.P. Peterson show this morning, and I kind of want to ask you some things that he said.
Go for it.
It just doesn't make sense to me, man. It doesn't make sense.
What doesn't make sense?
Two things he did today that JP called out this morning, and he did exactly those two things today. First thing, Eric Neander has absolutely failed the last two off seasons, or the last two trades that he made.
I think that's
you
fair.
Traded Isak Paredes for Christopher Morel.
Yep.
You traded a first-round pick for Brian Baker.
Yep.
A pitcher that we just got.
Yep.
Hear me out. The game is tied. We're very close. It's a tight-knit game. The bottom of the ninth, you put Brian Baker in a tight situation. Actually, no, that's a lie. Fairbanks blew yet another game. But Brian Baker blew 3 runs in the 8th to get it close. Josh Lowe hit a solo home run, came back, and then he blew it in the 9th.
Yep.
So my question is I'm going to go back on what J.P. Peterson's show is. I don't understand. There's no way Cash is making these decisions, because in the bottom of the 11th, the game on the line, you pinch hit for Christopher Morel and he strikes out.
Yeah, I don't understand it, and I definitely think it's not Kevin Cash. I think it's, again, the front office making those decisions. I always thought that when it came down to the World Series, when you take out Blake Snell, that's not a Kevin Cash decision. That is a upstairs decision. That's why Snell was so pissed off. Of course, he's going to be pissed off because he wants to. He's throwing. He's dealing. At that point, and you take him out, and it's been decision after decision. It's very frustrating to be a Rays fan at this point, and to see what they've become ever since they had a great June and a May, and now what they become in July. It's awful. It's awful to watch. It's disheartening. You take a lead, you blow a lead, you make stupid decisions. Defensively, you're not good. Morel has no business being in a Rays uniform. He should have been gone. This experiment should be over, but this is the front office. They want to be right about this. They want to get as much value as they can. He has no value. He has none. He has no value at all.
Peter, I don't think I've ever seen a team in my entire life of watching baseball take this big of a 360-degree turn in 1 month.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
It's like I want to piggyback off what JP said. It's like Stu is about to sell a team for what, $1.7 billion?
Yes.
It's like he wants to lose on purpose.
Yes.
to save as much money on his way out the door because you have to pay. It's like he's going to sell.
It's kamikaze.
I promise you,
kamikaze
tomorrow
the team. They've screwed the team. Whether it's the distraction process, the decision making, they screw the team.
Yep.
It's over with. It's over. I hate to say it. I said the other night I would hold out hope. You know, you're an eternal optimist, but at the end of the day, you also have to be a realist. As my co-host would say, Harry the Greek, you got to be a realist about this. And the way they've blown leads, the way they've tried to come back, but have blown leads over and over again, the stupid decision-making, still depending on players that have no business. Kevin Kelly should not be there. Christopher Morel should not be there. Isn't on Kevin Cash to a certain degree it is, but I don't think Kevin Cash is making these decisions. I think they are coming from up above in that front office. And who knows? JP could be right about that. Could be Stu trying to do this.
And I just don't get, like, in Cash's defense or in his non-defense, because I'm going to kind of come at him a little bit. Why would you want to sit there in the dugout and be like, why would I make that move?
Right.
Knowing it's a bad move, knowing it's going to screw this team. This team looks so deflated. It looks so like guys aren't running bases out. Yanni's being more lazy than he's ever been since he's already been raised. He's always been lazy. He doesn't run the bases out. People aren't caring. People aren't doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's like this team is so flatlined, bro.
It is.
And it's so disheartening to see because it's like, dude, a month ago today, a little over a month ago, we were a half game out of first place.
Yep.
Now, I really do not. I know you make a joke about it and say that, oh, we're making the playoffs. Peter, I'm sorry. We're not making the playoffs.
Well, you're 9.5 games out of first place. Wild card standings, I'm not sure right now, but
we're 4.5 now out of the wild card. Out of the bottom spot, by the way.
It's not unattainable that you can make a run, but with this team, the way they played, the talent on this team, it's most likely not going to happen. Alex, I understand your frustration, my friend. Hang in there.
Let me ask you one more question before I go.
Yes.
Trade deadline is tomorrow. What do you think's going to happen? I know we talked a little bit with Evan the other day.
Yep.
So do you think that the Rays let like Yandy? I know Yandy's been talked about all day.
I think anything is possible at this point with Littell now being one of their best pitchers, selling him off to the Reds for who knows what they sold him off for. I think anything is possible. I think anybody is tradable at this point besides Junior Caminero and maybe Jonathan Aranda. That's about it. Everybody else is on the block.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right.
Great show as always, man.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. We'll give away some tickets next week. I promise. All right. Let's go out to Frankie here. Frankie, thank you very much for waiting, my friend. Long time no here. First and foremost, welcome to Turnbuckle Talk. Welcome to the Sports Web. And what did you think about Hulk Hogan passing away? Welcome.
Oh, God. That was one of the most tragic things I think I've ever heard in my life. I cried. Because that was my childhood, man.
Yep.
Definitely tragic. I called, not realizing it was Turnbuckle Talk Day.
Well, it is Turnbuckle Talk Day, but it also is Bucs Day. So, what are your thoughts on the Bucs? Go for it, man.
I've been in the hospital for over a week.
Oh no, man, you okay?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. It's a very, very long story that I'll definitely have to talk to you about off the air. Because
I'm glad you're good, man. I'm glad you're good right now. All right. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. I had some, Bucs things I wanted to talk about.
Sure.
But definitely, let's talk some wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for Tyler McLennan.
Okay.
Dude, okay, first of all, he went to a school and his mascot was the Fighting Camels. Come on, man. The Fighting Camels.
The Fighting Camels, my friend. The Fighting Camels.
And dude is 6'8", 350 pounds.
Wow.
6'8", 350. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Pretty impressive, my friend, right?
You can't teach size, okay? That's like a physical impossibility to do.
Correct.
Okay, so he's a big boy.
Yes, he is.
I think like you teach the boy the mechanics. Oh man, that's like a Michael Orr all over again. You get what I'm saying?
I absolutely get what you're saying, my friend.
So,
definitely.
And then we got Michael Jordan, who's going to step in, and with everything that's happening on our O-line, I think the addition of those two is a good idea in our front office. And I really want to talk about the step up play that we're seeing in the couple of workouts that we've seen from Chris Braswell.
Okay.
The second rounder from last year.
You're definitely going to have to depend on him a lot more because only 1 sack last year. And I'm thinking, Jason Light and crew think he could turn it around like Nolan Smith, right? 1 sack and then 11.5 sacks. And then you lose David Walker to the year.
And 8 quarterback hits.
Right.
So, yeah, I think, but he only played like 30% of the plays last year too.
Correct.
So you gotta really go. If he played more, could he get more? I don't know, but he's probably going to get more rotation time. So we'll see what develops. You know what I mean? He could be one of those guys.
Could be.
You know what I mean?
I hope he is one of those guys. I mean, 2nd round pick out of Alabama. You that's a premium pick. You got to see something from him.
In Alabama, they put out them guys.
They do. They're just guys. Well, they're studs.
And I mean, of course, I can't pronounce the guy's name. Amar Iglu. I'm just not even going to say it.
Emeka Ibuka.
How do you say it?
You said the wide receiver is who you're talking about? Emeka Ibuka?
Yeah.
Emeka. You say Emeka?
Emeka?
Ibuka.
Ibuka. Okay, so that's how you say it.
Emeka Ibuka.
I heard like 5 different people say it like
you got to say, you
ways.
Can't say Josh Grizzard. You got to say Josh Grizzard. Josh Grizzard.
I know it's Grizzard.
But see, I didn't know that. I got corrected by the media icon and TJ Reeves for that. So I didn't know that. So it's okay.
So,
yes.
Literally.
We're in preseason form here. Yes.
Yeah. Like, with him, you're going to hear his name repeatedly within the first 4 games because Godwin's going to be on the PUP list. So I think it's going to be him and Evans, and you're going to be hearing his name. Trust me, he's one of my sleeper picks in fantasy football. We're going for that guy.
What round are you drafted him? What round are you drafted him?
I'm going to try and get him in the 6th.
All right, 6th round pick right there. By the way, Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast believes he could be the offensive rookie of the year. You going down that road? Because, my friend, I got to give you credit. Listen, I got to give you credit, man. You're like a fortune teller at this point. You're like a psychic. It's like the Psychic Network here, Miss Cleo, except it's the male edition of this.
Oh, no, for a free reading.
You said Bucky Irving last year. You were on that Bucky Irving train. So are you on the Ibuka train here?
I am.
Okay.
He's an Ohio State guy.
All right.
Gotta love him. I'm a Buckeye. Technically, I'm Golden Eagles.
So you're not biased.
They ain't got a football team.
You're a little biased.
So we just got to go with Ohio State. That's the team I go for with football. So until Marquette, wises up and gets a football team, I go with Ohio State.
Okay. All right. So Emeka Ibuka for he's going to surprise, and you're taking him in the 6th round, right?
I'm thinking the Buccaneers will at the very least, make it to the NFC Championship game.
I like it. I like the prediction a lot. Let me ask you this, because we put this question out there, and I don't know if you saw the Instagram post. I put it on Facebook, shared it there. Who would you rather have back earlier? Would you rather have Chris Godwin back, or would you rather have Tristan Wirfs? Now, be careful, because as Harry pointed out, if you ask for Tristan Wirfs to come back earlier, then he may get hurt, may aggravate that knee. So you're taking that chance. Who would you rather have back earlier, Godwin or Wirfs?
In my own opinion,
yes.
This is my own opinion.
And you always have your own opinion here on the Sports Web. Yes.
And opinions are like, buttholes. Everyone's got them.
That's it right there.
And most of them stink. You know what I mean?
There you go.
So, in my own opinion, I feel at wide receiver, we are okay especially with getting, oh God, Ibuku. Did I say it right?
No. Emeka?
Mbeka?
No. Emeka.
Ibuka.
Ibuka.
Okay.
All
so
right.
with getting Ibuka, and then I still said it wrong, right?
No, you said it fine. I'm just playing. Go ahead, Frankie.
Okay.
Love you, brother.
With drafting Ibuka,
Yes.
and
Very
then,
good.
we got Evans, who in my opinion is the GOAT. Okay. I'll take him over any wide receiver in the NFL. I don't care. That's Mr. Reliable.
The offense runs
okay?
through Mike Evans. Would you not agree with that?
What's that?
The offense, this Tampa Bay Buccaneer offense runs through Mike Evans, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So here we go. If I was running everything, I'm like Tristan Wirfs and Chris Godwin. You are sitting until you're not 100. You are sitting till you're 110.
Okay.
Because we are not taking a risk. Because we are going for it all.
So
we have the team to go for it all.
So you're bringing back Tristan Wirfs earlier, or are you going to wait until he's 100% too?
I'm going to wait till they're both 100.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not going to take either one of them early.
Okay.
I'm waiting until they're both 100 because I believe we have the team to let's say we're not going to get them both back till they're 100 till week 6. Okay, well, if I could survive going 3-3 or 4-2 and waiting to get them till they're 100%.
Well, you're thinking about 4 games here. So 4 games, you go 1-3, or you go 2-2, or you go 3-1 possibly.
Well,
Yeah, I don't
was
think you go
saying
0-4.
if they don't come back till week 6.
Well, it would be
Okay,
week
let's
4.
say they come back week 6.
It would be 4 games.
I'm okay with going 3-3 or 4-2.
Okay.
Waiting for them to come back when they're 100.
So 6 games.
Okay.
Okay.
Even if it's 5 games, you know what I mean? Getting 2 losses out of that or 3 losses. If we're 2-3, we can still come back. It's a 17-game season now, guys.
That it is.
So let's say we start off 2-3. Okay. We still got 12 games left. So let's say we finish 10-2. Wow. That's a 12-5 record.
There you go.
We may not get first place, but we might get second place.
Well, you be second team in the NFC. Of course, you're trying to go for
South.
right. Well, you be the first place. You need to need to win the South.
And honestly, I don't think I think the Falcons are still working.
Okay.
I'm scared about Bijan because honestly, he's still one of my favorite guys. I love Bijan, but fuck the Falcons. Why are you playing for that team? Oh my God.
That's good enough to suck right there.
I love Bijan Robinson. He gives me all the fantasy points. I loved him in college, but now that he's wearing the Falcons jersey,
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Don't like him.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, if he played for any other team,
Yeah.
well, no. If he played for the Saints or the Panthers, I still wouldn't like him.
You still wouldn't like him, especially the Saints. Nobody likes the Saints.
Especially even the Packers.
And
Like any one of those 4 teams.
those stupid Saint uniforms, the black and yellow looking like Vanderbilt. Most likely they're going to be Vanderbilt with how bad they are in football this year
Saints
with the
are gonna
rookie
be
quarterback.
awful. The Panthers, I think, are just going to struggle and flop.
Yeah.
The only team I'm really worried about in our division is the Falcons. And that's because they have a lot of weapons, but they really don't have a quarterback.
Well, I'm not ready to rule out Michael Penix. We'll see what Mr. Penix has to do here and coming into his second year.
I think Baker could wipe the floor with Penix.
Well, but it's not. It's not Baker versus Penix. It's Penix versus the Bucs defense. Like, you get after him and make him miserable. Who knows? Maybe he could force some turnovers in the second year because he's a young quarterback. But Frankie,
this is true.
Great stuff, man. As always, appreciate the call. Use the second call if you want to. All right, my friend. I think we're gonna wrap this up here in just a little bit. All right.
Oh, well, I'll have to call back real quick for turnbuckle talk then, because
give me
talk about Raw.
Give me some turnbuckle talk really quick. Do you think there should have been a longer Hogan memorial, if you will, or salute? Yes. Right?
I really think there should have been. I mean, Triple H said it best on Raw, on SmackDown. He said, if we didn't have Hogan, we probably wouldn't all be here today.
Correct.
And then I can't think of his name for the life of me, and Lord forgive me, but I want to say, no, I'm not even going to try and say because I can't think of his name. The guy that was commentating on AEW, I think it was Friday night.
Tony Schiavone.
Thursday night.
Tony Schiavone.
Tony Schiavone, thank you.
He worked with Hogan for years in WCW, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He literally said, even though he's not with this company and the company has odds with Hogan, right?
Which I don't know why, but go ahead.
It's a long thing. Tony Khan it's the Tony Khan thing.
Right. It's always a Tony Khan thing. Right.
Literally was like, if there wasn't Hulk Hogan, we wouldn't be here.
Every wrestling company, wrestling company would not be there if it's not for Hogan. Period.
Hogan, if Hulk Hogan did not exist, wrestling wouldn't be here.
I agree. Not in the way it is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am so freaking. They should have took more time. Like, do you remember back in the 90s when brain fart.
Listen, I can remember Chris Benoit. I can remember Owen Hart. I can remember Chris Benoit. You have a salute to him.
When Owen Hart passed away.
Yeah.
And they had all the wrestlers speaking.
Correct.
About what Owen Hart meant. Why didn't they do something like that for Hogan?
I don't know. I don't understand that either. Maybe, again, there's some wrestlers that feel a certain way, but once again, you have to look at it. Look how the business is, how the business has changed, and how the business has evolved, if you will. Hogan is a major part of why that business evolved the way it does. So I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know why they did it. Frankie, appreciate
the other thing I wanted to say real quick was, did you catch Pete Dunne trying to be the next El Grande Americano?
Yeah, I did see that. That's interesting. Interesting. Very
what
interesting.
Were they thinking with that one? I don't know.
No idea. All right, Frankie.
All right, Peter. Thank you so much for giving me the extended time.
Brother, hang in there. We love you, brother.
Give you an update on everything that's going on.
Hey, listen, you got to get better because you got Bucs season right around the corner, 6 weeks away, my friend. We got pre-game shows at Tailgate, so I expect you to call in and watch as always, and we got post-game editions, all right?
Yep, and I love hearing my name being Frankie from Wisconsin when you're sitting there on Ray J. Oh man,
love it, brother.
That just warms up the cockles of my heart.
Listen, we got to bring you there. If you're not there, we got to bring you there somehow, and that's what we do here on the Evolution. All right, you're a great webhead.
I want to see a game in Ray J so bad.
Hey man, if you can't see a game at Ray J, maybe you can watch it here live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, sometimes Instagram when I can get this stupid Wi-Fi going. So thanks a lot for the call, man. We appreciate you, and we love you here on the show. Get better, all right?
All right, man. Take care, buddy.
All right, good stuff there. All right, let's read the rest of these comments, and we'll get out of here for the night. I said I didn't want to do a 3-hour show. Guess what? I did a 3-hour show. I'm timing myself at this point. I'm really aging myself, if you will. What's going on, Ed Ero right there? Mr. Ed, appreciate you as always. Peter, what's up, broski? What's up with you, boss? Thanks a lot for tuning in.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Mike D. Roche, Peter Blake, and the Bucs Ring of Honor. What an honor that would be, huh? Christopher, thank you. Thank you, Mike D. Roche. Keep on fighting the good fight there. And Canada. Elijah Klein will be a good backup piece for the OL. Absolutely. His physicality. We talked to Graham Barton about that last year. So how has he developed in his second year? Right. And let's go out to Christopher Cole here. Morrison will win Defensive Rookie of the Year. So there we go. We got Offensive Rookie of the Year in Ibuka and Defensive Rookie of the Year in Benjamin Morrison. Guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Appreciate all of the support. As always, Facebook stars are open. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Go ahead, like and subscribe and share. We'll be giving out tickets next week to the Titans game with Alex Nunster. He had to deal with some things this week, so we'll get back with him next week. But also like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Thanks a lot to all the guests of the night. JC Allen of Sports Illustrated, Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports, and of course, Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast. We'll see you soon here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. 3 things. We'll keep it down. The roommates are sleeping. Really quick, the Rays lose tonight, and they also deal Zach Littell to the Cincinnati Reds. Are more to come. We will keep you up to date on that situation, as it certainly seems like the Rays are getting ready to sell everybody at this point, falling 1 game under 500. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And of course, for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay Sports Fan, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say on this show, go Bucs.